Silence. Damn it, K-Civ. Longest intro ever, waiting for K-Civ, but I guess we're gonna have to. It's rebooting.
I suppose there's a very thin line between fixing and getting blue screens. He crossed it.
Let me just fix this. No, blue screen.
Oh well, whatever.
It's fine. By the time the three of us make our introductions.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like this now. The overlay's fucked up because he's not here.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's
yeah. True. But god damn it! Episode 7, starting with without K-Civ and with GreatOldOne having one of each leg in one of each window.
That looks the best.
Oh man. K-Civ. Well, you can have the dog in one and you in the other, right? All you need to do is get down on the floor. Okay, welcome everybody to the 7th episode. It's already 7, which is pretty cool, I think. That means we'd almost done 2 months. I'm like, oh, and 8 means 4 weeks, and that's like, alright, cool. Yeah, this is awkward, but it's okay. He just kicked a dog, no problem. Alright, we'll be waiting for K-Civ, and MrCubez is up there. Joyful is down there. He does have +1 in suit today, apparently. No suit though, so he's not getting
no +1.
No, it's not. Yes, Jacob, 7th episode already. I'm like in shock of that. Alright, we'll let Joyful start the introduction today. What's up, man? How
Alright, I do have the longest introduction, so I can buy you the most time with...
You have? Okay, great!
Basically, I'm a strategy game streamer on Twitch TV/JoyfulRogue. I stream Faeria at least 2 days a week, but other games are just as fun, as most of you already found out. Now, I have bribed my viewers to come here at the pretense of doing a card giveaway. So from all those people who joined the raffle on my Twitch about 40 minutes ago, Haysees22, Lethal Paper Cut, and Gil Girth. Haysees22, Lethal Paper Cut, and Gil Girth. If you are here, go to the Faeria's trade channel and trade with Joyful Smurf. Haysees, congrats. What's your in-game name? Let me know on the chat here so there's no impersonations. Congratulations. You can find me on Twitch TV/JoyfulRogue if you want to check me out. And
so you're a strategy streamer now.
Yeah, now I'm going to introduce myself as a strategy streamer. Because usually that's what I do. XCOM, Faeria, Hearthstone, Xenonauts, it's all strategy.
I actually finally picked up XCOM without the expansion during this week, because not being allowed to use the computer mouse, right? Because you can play that with an Xbox controller and it's pretty laid back, so I was like, okay, I can do that, right? I played it through, it's an amazing game. I'm like, why have I not played that before? Really good game.
I guess I'm representing both me and K-Civ this show.
Yeah, you'll be.
I'm GreatOldOne now, and I'm K-Civ.
So guys, Those who won 1 legendary or 2 rares or 3 exceptionals or 4 uncommons from my collection. Have fun browsing. Just wanted to say.
Right, Kasev is in chat, but he's not.
Yeah, I think he might be here by like a mobile device or something. I'm not sure.
So Kasev, where can people find you?
What? People can find me on Kasiv. I have no idea, actually. I don't know.
People can find me on Twitch TV. I can't both make things up and do the accent.
Well, I guess they can find him at Kasiv4 on Twitch TV, right? And then they can find him in-game blabbering about all sorts of stuff, being bad at the game and so on and so forth.
And what's up with you, GreatOldOne?
I'm good.
Had a good week?
Actually, I've been kind of sick.
Oh, that
like
sucks.
this whole weekend, so that sucked. But I'm okay now, and you know, been watching Joy for the last few days, which was nice. Playing some Hearthstone, playing some Faeria, and that's it.
Awesome. And MrCubez back for the 2nd time in a row.
Woo! I don't know. I have a pipe. They asked me to wear a rope and a pipe last time, so I did. Anyways, you guys can find me over at the retarded name of CHRI594F on Twitch. I promise you, as soon as you are actually allowed to change name on Twitch, I'll do it.
Really? Yeah, I guess
Of
you're.
course.
I mean, yeah, because you're more known as like MrCubez. Yeah.
Is like what people know me as. Anyways, so I'm doing this weekly show on Mondays that's called Inside the Cube, where I basically analyze decks. So I analyze the winner of the Saturday tournaments that Josuke hosts, and then I analyze one random deck that I get per email. It's actually very nice. I've had a total of 12 deck submissions for this week, as I had none for the last week.
Wow.
So, yeah. I've got to just choose a deck and analyze 2 decks tomorrow. And other than that, I'm just like in-game or in raid call all the time.
How many episodes had you done? 3?
So far, I've done 1 normal episode and 2 specials.
Oh,
the
2
specials are... Whenever there's a new patch, I go over and then I look at, like, talk to some of the other very good green players, and then we go over what we think is, like, how the new competitive green core lists, like, how the competitive decks are going to look, and then we'll go over those. And then after we've done that, I simply just go on and talk about it, and then I give some examples of full deck list you can then play, and give some ideas as to why. And then in the normal episodes is where I then analyze the winner's deck and one random deck, and try to give some pointers as to what I would do instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back.
Awesome. Oh, we're down to 3 now.
That was a short episode. See you later.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you, folks. I was hoping anybody of you two know how the tournament yesterday went.
I was.
Well, the tournament went great as far as I know. Like they had a good showing. Teen Spirit won the tournament.
Whoa.
Congrats to Teen Spirit.
Yeah, really, really well done. I didn't actually like participate in the tournament, but I looked at like most of the tournament. It was actually fairly interesting to sit and watch. Very good job.
I heard that what dominated was actually Haunt and Vault of Torment.
Oh.
Yep. There was a lot of green lists, as far as I know. I believe there was like no really aggressive decks getting up into top 8. I'm not sure though.
What was the rules?
Nothing.
Yeah, it was standard this
Shit,
time.
I missed that.
It has actually been standard for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, it was standard last week also. Oh, damn it, I missed
I
that.
believe. No, wait, was it? I'm not sure. Wait,
I don't think so, but I think it was standard this week
I
first.
think this and next week are
yeah,
gonna be standard.
I think so
Yeah,
too.
yeah, it is.
Okay, so I can still catch something.
So it's just like bring any deck you like, play it, and have some fun.
That is pretty cool. I actually had like a subtopic there that I've been like slowly thinking about, looking at how many people participate in the tournament. I feel the prices are like 3 levels too high in my opinion for that type of tournament, because I think even though I mean we're early in the game and stuff, but I mean since there's no way to remove excess cards and stuff, the so-called economy right now is getting inflated because of the tournament, because like the winner gets 15 legendaries each week.
It's
and
not just from the tournaments though. if you think about how
No,
much
no.
Memoria
Obviously,
you actually gain-
it's not just from tournament, but the tournament. If you look at the price structure, I mean, I think spread like making it 5,000 to the winner and then be like 3-2 and then one all the way down to top 8 is still gonna be like super nice in my opinion. Because also he has this point rating going where people are getting ranked for some sort of bigger tournament later on, and I expect that to have really good price. Because right now the prices are amazing. Not saying it's like bad for the tournament or anything. It's like super really good price level right now. But I feel that it might be a little bit too high. I think they started too high, so to say. Like they probably should have started
15K,
lower.
that's crazy. That's crazy much.
Yeah, like you get 15 legendaries
The,
more or less like by
the
winning.
problem with lowering the numbers is how much Memoria you would gain for winning the matches in normal rank queues. So if the winner of the tournament, instead of just playing the tournament, plays rank games, he gets up to a fair amount of like Memoria gained per the amount of games he has actually played and won.
But that shouldn't be the way to look at, like, that shouldn't be the way to motivate people to play the tournament. But it'd be like, I mean, seriously, like, I don't agree with you there that that's like the way to pull people in. Like, I feel that having good price money, I mean Memoria, and it's still the fact that people are drawn in because like, oh, here's competitive play, here's like a tournament. I mean, that's an experience and a reason to play it as well.
If you look at it, what he did last week, where there was like the rules of you had to play 2 colors.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really say that that's a quote-unquote really competitive format because it's so innovative.
Oh, no, that's obviously him trying out different formats. I mean, I think it's a good thing, but obviously the standard is obviously always going to attract more players.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's trying to make them competitive, and what's actually, like what should attract you is probably the fact that you will get like at the end of, like, whenever they're done at some point, he's gonna make like an invitational tournament with only the top, I think it's 8 people or something. That like from.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's 15K just the winner each week. I feel that's way too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna hurt the game and the economy
you
much quicker than any. I mean, the standard inflation we have right now.
Teen Spirits did calculations on the chat, and he said that from playing those games, he earned 3K for winning them.
Oh yeah.
So there's a gigantic difference between 3K of winning the games and then 15 for the whole.
Yeah.
But does it really make enough of a difference in the whole economy of the game if it happens once per week? I don't think
so. Like if you look at Arlek, a guy who's actually not gotten very far in the tournaments, he has 100,000 Memoria just built up.
If you just
definitely if you play a lot, but that's not the issue at hand that I think. I think the price levels are too high, and I also think that
why would they be too high?
Because of the fact that I think it's for the size of the tournament, the levels are really high, and I think with that, you're putting a lot of. I mean, you're just adding on top of the other inflation that the game already has. Obviously, the inflation could be a whole topic in itself to discuss, actually, because, yeah, it's something I think they need to
I would say that you would need to calculate how much people are earning per day with normal gameplay at all. And then compare that to the tournament price to see how much of a problem it actually really is.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking that as the tournament grows, like, I mean, let's say when the game is released, or before that, let's say when the game gets on Steam and the tournament grows, then people will expect them to grow the price, and I feel the price is already high. You know what I'm saying?
That they try to grow the price.
I mean, the price level right now is like really good for like a big tournament.
So the inflation is going to be even less of a problem. If game gets on Steam, then there's going to be more players.
Well,
so inflation is going to be much less of a problem because there'll be more players overall. That 15K will be even smaller difference in the whole. It's like a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, I think the big problem probably if going sideways here is the fact that they don't have a way to get rid of excess cards. Like, there's no way to control the economy right now.
That's the real problem of inflation. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going a lot off topic again. So,
where did we start? Oh, you presented yourself.
I think we tournament, and then we went over to problems with card inflations and Memoria.
Is Kasey here?
I don't know.
Oh, you're here.
You were here?
my
Easy.
webcam, it like does not want to work.
Have you
It's a
tried
driver
unplugging and
issue
plugging it in? Oh, okay.
multiple times.
But
It's
it
not.
worked
It's not the
before.
webcam. It's the driver.
It worked
It's-
before, and then you tried to fix it, and it's no longer here.
Yep. The driver is what caused the blue screen. It might be working now. I can see myself now.
Yeah, so try turn it on then.
Like, well, the problem is that Skype is not recognizing it correctly.
Oh,
'cause of
okay.
the driver issue.
But you're seeing yourself where?
On Skype, but it's not being relayed through the internet. So the
But
Skype
try turning it
itself
on
can
and off.
view it, but it can't like access it. It's
Mm.
it's I know what the problem is. It's a stupid driver. That's what caused the blue screen. So yeah. Anyway.
You should never
So-
update
so-
your drivers. That's just
Oh.
dumb.
Well, no, I recently installed a new graphics card.
Oh.
So there's a lot of drivers that are like having to figure themselves out, and because it's Windows, they like won't figure themselves out. So it'll just I gotta fix it, but I can't fix it because then it blue screens.
Alright.
But anyway, so what did I miss?
Introduce yourself first of all.
Oh,
Oh
I-
shit. Okay,
I
so you're the
blue
great
screen.
old one. Okay. let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
go.
The bigger question is, why am I the only one drinking?
Drinking what? Alcohol? Cause I'm on drugs still.
Well, I don't drink.
I'm still on drugs.
You guys suck.
So that's yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sad
It-
too,
it's
dude. It's
might be-
December.
I don't know. Casey might be. You can't see him, so
He's
I don't
usually.
know.
I have an
laying
easy question.
heavy
I'm
in
never
bottle.
drunk.
So there you have it. We're all like.
Sober
I don't know.
people, so boring. No.
Anyways, so what's our first topic of the day?
Yeah.
Well, wait. I wanted to weigh in about the inflation of the cards real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in what way is there inflation in Faeria?
What did you say? What?
In what way is there inflation in Faeria?
Well, I mean, the whole game is getting inflated every time somebody plays the game.
It's not really inflation per se, per the definition of inflation, because there's no currency.
Exactly.
But
The currency would be the
inflation
cards.
the inflation is manifesting itself in the fact that since people have a lot of the old cards and gaining more and more, the new cards are by comparison becoming more and more expensive.
But isn't that kind of like how it's supposed to work? Things that are new are really expensive and then their price goes down over time?
Well, it happened in Scrolls as well. It kind of sucks, to be honest.
Well,
But like Scrolls has
kinda
an
happened-
economy though. Like Scrolls you can exchange things. That's not really the case in Faeria.
You
Well,
can trade, but
You
like,
can exchange legendary
you-
for legendary,
But yeah, it's kind of the same.
and some would say that a new legendary is worth 2 old legendaries.
But that's like player decided price. Like
Oh well, that's how market and economy works, right? Like
well, if
Somebody
says, I want
decides the
2
price.
legendaries, then that person's going to say, no, that's not worth it. I don't see your value. Then they go find it somewhere else. Unless everyone is saying that this card is worth 2 legendaries, well, then yeah, a person might have to, you know, eat the price. But
well, the majority will probably like if somebody at the beginning when new cards are rare, they will be worth more because they're hard to get. It's
Right.
I mean, people will demand more from them, right?
Hmm?
So
what's the problem then?
The problem
like,
is that the new cards will get so ridiculously expensive that a lot of people will get frustrated not being able to buy it even though they are willing to pay a lot because a lot is not enough anymore.
well, isn't
Yeah, because
past
the
3
new
cards of
players
1?
will not have a lot, and if the new players will want to play, to get the new card, it will be
Yeah,
like
the new players will never be able to afford it because the old players are going to be willing to pay so much because they have so
Yeah.
much of that.
And,
inflated
so how about just removing trading in general and making like this kind of dust thing that Hearthstone has? Like, you can never really inflate that because then whenever a new card comes out, it has a set price of dust.
I would love.
That's
I
the
would
thing.
love the
Player-driven
graphics
price
of
will
Hearthstone.
never. Like, I mean, look at EVE Online. Their economy is basically based on like player-controlled value, but the difference is that it's on such a large scale. You can find someone that will sell it for cheap, whereas in Faeria you probably can't. But
Mhm.
isn't the price of a card basically worthless after 3? Like, there's no real value unless someone wants that card.
yeah.
yeah, and that is the thing. That is the thing. The inflation also happens on the old cards because since people can't get rid of the old cards, right? The old cards are they're worth nothing, right? So when new players and stuff are looking for certain cards that everybody has, they're like worth. I mean, there's no value. They're not worth anything because they're all still they're just multiplying, right? They're just every time somebody buys a pack, we're just getting more and more and more of those cards. And if there was a way to get rid of those excess cards, there would still be some value even to those old cards, because people would probably keep a lower number of them.
Yeah, and I mean, this was all tied back to the tournament.
Well, it started there.
the tournament started with its prize pool being that you didn't earn Memoria from unranked games. That has changed. So I think that yes, the prize pool should be lowered a little bit, but not by a ton. But
anyways, we should probably keep it on track if we want to.
This is a good topic. It's a good topic. I guess it's inflation now, but it's a good topic still, I think. But I guess we're done with the topic, though. Unless somebody has something more to say.
I would just say we need both crafting and trading, and everything's gonna be fine then.
Everything's gonna be fine.
I just don't think there's a problem currently. Like...
Maybe
this
not yet.
Like,
maybe not yet.
No, exactly. I mean, I'm not saying there's like, oh my god, there's a problem right now. But, I mean, sometimes it's about foreseeing what can become a big issue, right? And inflation in every game is a big issue. The more players you get, when there is... I mean, everywhere we have some type of economy and value to things, inflation is not the best thing always. Very rarely. So I just wanted to get that out there.
I think it's just because there's no sinks. Someone said.
Oh yeah,
that
definitely.
Kind of
I mean, that's what it needs. There needs to be a way to get rid of all the excess cards that people are gathering up.
Good deal.
Good deal. Okay. Did you catch the tournament, Kasey? Did you have anything to add about the tournament itself?
Not really. With my projects and exams, I couldn't make it. But I talked to Teen Spirit, and so when I heard the tournament was open format, I was expecting to see a lot of like stereotypical decks, but Teen Spirit played like a green-red deck, and he said he actually played a lot against 2-color decks as well. So I think it's interesting that in an open format, people are still going with the 2-color style. I thought that was really interesting.
I think that's majorly because of the new green buffs. Mm-hmm. Especially to Poltergeist, since blue can't really deal with a 5/3 protection 1 guy.
Yeah.
So, like, suddenly green has a lot of very high HP creatures that they can't really deal with effectively. And against red, blue has just gone out this window.
I was wondering what happened to blue, actually. Haven't met a single blue player for a long time.
They drowned.
The problem really with blue right now is that it's so hard for them to keep up with everybody else, especially against red. Against Grim Devils and Shadim Song that instantly kill their aquatic harvesters when they're played. They lose their so much tempo early that they're not worth playing. And then suddenly you're playing against green, and green have both red and green have essentially Red Flame Basilisk and Poltergeist that you have a very hard time dealing with, and then they just get to stall really hard. So suddenly nobody really likes to play blue because it's so hard to play against those kind of matchups. That they're working over to these other 2 colors, which are then better against other blue decks, and then they're just trying to fit in their playstyle into trying to beat themselves.
Whatever happened to blue mid game with splashing buffs and such? Is that even viable?
It's never really not after they nerfed the Spring Moki from being that 1/1 with +1 power if it's adjacent to another creature. That kind of went out the window at that point because they buffed some of the Faeria cost and gold cost on some of the cards.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking about Triton Warrior,
It's just not cost efficient enough. If you play a Triton Warrior and your opponent has a Giant Arborea out, I think the Giant Arborea is going to win the fight.
Yeah. I guess I would just assume blue has healing, so you would use that a lot.
You would use healing?
Yeah.
No one uses it. It sucks. I say blue buffs, please.
Oh, you want blue buffed? Okay.
Yellow too strong, please nerf.
I just want the aquatic creatures to not die to their land under them being changed. I think they're just allowed to just swim off after that. I really don't see why not.
Or 1 turn maybe or something like that.
I hear they buffed Yellow. I mean Joyful apparently, because he got up to top 100. You're whoa, I'm good now.
It's crazy. Are we gonna get to that now? Cause
I don't want to make.
Well do a transition.
I don't want to make Yellow the main theme of this because I feel the contest is really interesting. But
sure.
Let's discuss Yellow. I mean,
let's just
because Yellow. Yeah, let's discuss a little bit Yellow as well. I mean, what happened? Maybe
Joyful.
Joyful.
Basically, what happened is that last week, first the Origin Phalanx got changed to destroy 2 Faeria of the opponent when it gets spawned, instead of damaging the orb for one. So destroying 2 Faeria is such a better effect. We actually covered that before. But after that buff, he also got buffed into costing 5 gold instead of 6. So 2 buffs to that guy, so nice. Also, Keldron War Chief, the guy with Convoke 3/4, 3 attack, 4 HP, and Convoke. He is costing 6 gold and 1 Faeria now. So if you compare him to other 6 gold, 1 Faeria, I don't think there's anything else that compares with him in terms of 6 gold, 1 Faeria. It's just ridiculously cost effective. I love that guy. He was winning me so much.
You're using wind tunnel stuff too, right? You're still like teleporting and.
I am using the wind gate. It's great in connection to the high damage desert creatures, because you can actually teleport and kill something with 3 or 4 attack of the desert worm or the war chief. That's great. Other people recommend me to use mind travel instead of wind gate. So that's a stylistic choice, but teleport is the way to go with the desert.
Joyful, you forgot Defiant Incarnation.
And the Divine Incarnation. I didn't forget. I left the best for last. The Incarnation got buffed to 2 attack, 2 HP. So it doesn't die easy. It will survive 1 strike back hit, 1 damage spell, and it can take on a Shaitana Metamorphosis to hit for 4. And with 2 damage, it's sometimes just winning games in and of itself. A lot of decks do not have ways of dealing with the Incarnation at all. Red, of course, can radiate it, can runic flash it. Blue, if they play Kappa Dowser, sure, but that's just rare. And then green has to play with Strike Back to deal with the Incarnation, and that just goes into a really tricky fight, which a lot of green players just cannot win, because the Incarnation is tanking so much damage. If I put an Incarnation and a Desert Worm behind it, and I walk up in that formation, they hit the Incarnation, and then the Desert Worm just crushes them. It's a great strategy. I've been winning so many games against blue. It's just kicking ass. Up until today, I had a 90% win rate. Today, I really had a bad day.
Oh.
Against green, you mean, right? You said you played a lot of games against blue?
No. On Thursday, when I was streaming, I played a lot against green, actually, and I was doing great. It was beautiful. Today, I think I was just both tired and unlucky, but I still won about 50%, if not more.
The Warmongering green changed from 2 gold to 1 gold is not
that
as well.
makes it worth
It's like
it
a really
again.
good exchange.
I was using it to great effect again. I tested it. It's great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So basically, I would say that the Divine Incarnation and the War Chief with Convoke and the Origin Phalanx, I would say that's the new core of a great desert deck that you will have a lot of success with. Add to that Warmongering or Warlust and an ability to teleport, either Windgate or Mind Travel. Of course, Shaitan Meta for damage buff, and you will be kicking ass. To that, you should add some economy with the... I would say the Fortune Hunter is the best economical card for that deck. I also like the Terran Explorer. My Business is amazing. 3 gold instantly for 1 Faeria. It's just a great boost of economy. And then Windmills I also use to great effect. If you put those cards together, you will have a lot of success.
That sounds really good. Everybody go play yellow now.
Go do it, guys.
Please don't. I don't want to lose to more like cheesy turn 5 mind travel decks. Please.
Are people still playing like Wombo Combos deck, or is that...
I was just gonna ask that.
I think I'm the only one that actually played that deck. I don't think anybody else likes it.
I met
still
only
like
Cubes
the deck.
plays it.
I still like it, especially now with everybody playing like slow red and like green decks. It's like amazing.
Which Wombo combo is it now?
I'm basically playing like Sirkin Malefice combo decks with like the new kind of curse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Sirkin Malefice, 1 gold, 1 Faeria, 3 deserts. All your creatures gain curse 2, and that stacks with every other curse.
Yeah.
So you get to like stack them on top of each other, and then you like do dumb stuff. And
Wait, we have a question from Casey.
Oh.
What do you think about Yellow's rush and mid game? Is mid game too strong and too easy for a rush TP?
I
Oh.
have been winning a lot of games by just having the Therian Explorer and the Sandstorm to get 2 extra lands and put serious pressure on my opponent's second Faeria spawn. It's actually quite solid. But it's a rush where I actually collect my own Faeria. It's not a total rush. I would say total rushes. I don't think I have once lost to a straight up desert rush with my desert mid game oriented deck.
Like,
I always collect my Faeria and then go. With additional lands, so if that's a rush, then it works.
I would say that yellow is probably the most cheesy color out there because it's still so inconsistent, but it has these kind of scenarios where you just have like short of no answers to beat if you're playing like green and you have like an early harvester that might be like not susceptible against these kind of rushes. So if your opponent's leading off with a windmill into Keldron Emissary and then turn 5 after picking up the Faeria again, teleporting that over to your opponent's land, conquesting 2 lands and attacking your opponent, and maybe you have a Shaitan Assassin, that's really cheesy, and that way you can just like win by just that. And then there's the defining
Keldron Warship with Convoke and then haste units jump out of his ass.
Precisely. And then there's also like the defining incarnations in some decks are just not built to handle the card. They're like, so you have a 2/2 that I can't kill.
What the fuck?
Like there's just some decks that don't really handle it, and
I've been talking to Jim about the incarnation.
What does he say?
I have expressed my opinion that a lot of decks just do not have the answer, so they automatically lose. And the answer to that problem is to make the incarnation still to attack, because 1 attack would be unplayable. Still to attack, but 1 HP. With
so
1 HP, a lot of decks will have answer. Now, all the forest units with strike back are that much better against the incarnation. Also, Falcon Dive kills it instantly.
But
and a lot of decks will just put in Falcon Dive against it.
It would make it too weak, no? Like, it would be cheaper if you make it 1.
I would probably, if anything, I would make it
like
2 Faeria, 2 gold, and 3 damage.
Cost now.
Like, I think
3 gold and 2 Faeria. So
Okay,
it's like a Keldron Soldier cost of gold. It's fine.
Yeah, but then you just, Falcon Dive it and...
Yeah, but you don't always have your Falcon Dive in your hand, and you don't always run it. It will... I would say then people can have a response, but they will not always draw it. They will not always have Faeria for it.
So basically you're saying if they don't have a response, they auto-lose, but if they do have a response, you auto-lose?
No, if they don't have a response, they draw until they do, and the time that it takes for them to draw that response is the time I gain an advantage, but it's not an auto loss. It's just
so it's like a high risk, high reward card.
I think
It's
that'd be
a
fun.
high risk, high reward card.
It's a card that has a counter, and that's I think what Faeria should be: a game where you do moves and your opponent can do counter moves, and then you interact with each other. I think it's really cool. And Falcon Dive is just one example. There are a lot of strike back units, pretty much in any faction. Water would still have a hard time, I would say, but then Water would just play Falcon Dive. And then Forest has their strike backs.
Yeah.
Desert has some strike backs.
Okay.
Anyways, just to make sure we have enough time for the card contest, should we just go over to that
Yeah, I'm
now?
actually right now preparing to be able to show the cards while you guys were at it. I just realized that I could do that. Triton Flagbearer, but Triton Flag.
Well, there was some server side issues earlier where their forums and stuff were offline, so
It's no problem right now. The problem is the name of all the pictures are by default like super weird, so I'm having to rename them just to know what the hell I'm showing, right? But we'll do that. We'll do that. We could actually go into that. Like, I could show the first card.
if you can do that, then we'll talk it over. It could be good.
And I can keep saving up the other cards. Meanwhile,
All right.
If we could get a case of it.
I'm gonna show. We'll go through those in the document. Is that every card, or is that just like the one we think are most interesting?
I think that's what
I would say the most interesting, but then how could we decide without looking at them?
That's true. No, I was just looking at the document and
Wait,
taking those
why
cards.
is Casey aquatic and I'm accumulator?
Kasif is not here, I believe.
I don't know.
but
Apparently, I'm also charged 50.
it's like backwards.
It feels so empty.
What are you guys doing now?
Why can't
Joy,
we have
let's be on
Casey
the
back?
Let's be on the same frame.
Yeah, hello,
Well,
dude.
I
How you
mean,
doing over there?
I guess I could.
Just pointed your ear.
Sort of. What the? Man.
I should go more towards that side, I guess.
I mean, if Kasif is not gonna show up, I'll just redo the overlay. He's booting. Sorry, guys. How long does it take for you to boot a computer? Seriously.
Is mine
Depends on the computer, I suppose.
I guess. But okay,
It
Karkov
might
is.
actually be frozen.
I think it's frozen. What the hell?
Which one is frozen?
Mine.
Yeah, GreatOldOne's frozen.
No,
Oh,
you're
but-
moving. You're just sitting still.
No, I mean
Oh.
on.
Oh, you're frozen.
What the
I was
hell?
like, you're just sitting still. I'll restart the camera then.
I
I
already
guess.
started.
Damn it. Alright, so here we have, I guess you guys don't see it, but I started out with Kappa Twins. With
Kappa
the
Twins.
cutest picture
I
ever.
enjoy this card.
So it's 4 gold, 2 lakes. It's a 1/1 creature. It's aquatic. When Kappa Twins come into play, you put a 1/1 aquatic creature named Kappa Twins on a lake you control. So pretty much it's 2 creatures in one, right?
Yeah, it's
I like the idea.
the next step in towards weeniness.
That's a cool idea.
Towards what?
Weeniness.
Weeniness?
Yes.
Weakness.
Because
There's
it's a
lots of
weenie
weenies.
deck, you know, when they're playing a lot of small units.
Oh, okay. I don't know, but I know now.
Just to
Really?
make sure,
You don't
I
know, like Winnie decks from Magic. Never mind.
Nah, yeah, that's why I don't know, because I don't know
so
Magic.
like I really think that what we should be focusing on is the abilities on cards and not as much as their gold cost. And
No,
stuff.
yeah,
But,
obviously.
Yeah, gold cost is very...
That's a
subject to
balance
change.
thing and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Like, I really like this card because it goes around the entire problem of your harvesters dying to 1 card. So it's like,
Ooh.
you don't really want to play Jelly Wisp because it dies to Falcon Dive, right?
That is so cool, actually, yeah.
So suddenly you're getting 2 aquatic harvesters, but you're also getting the advantage of sending them 2 places. So instead of like doing
Oh, shit.
the one that most like blue players do now, where they go like towards like they put their aquatic harvesters towards the top of the map, and then they take themselves over towards their opponent, right? If you're playing against them, that is. I guess it's to the bottom if you're playing aquatics. Never mind.
Yeah, that would be so OP if you could actually go steal your opponent's Faeria and get your own just as safely as with any Jelly Wisp.
Precisely. So
Oh my gosh.
I think the card is like really interesting. It is only a 1/1, so it can't really fight. Which I think is fine. I think the card is an interesting and fine card. I really like the idea.
I would be scared. I would say it shouldn't collect Faeria. And then it's still good if you play global buffs like King Sprays.
Precisely. It's still really good with every buff that blue puts out, like Weapon Rack and Gabriel Warden and stuff, because they react to having multiple creatures in play. It is an aquatic creature, so it isn't really that good in like what would you call it? It isn't really that good in like multiple scenarios with like Gabriel Warden and stuff, because it is aquatic, so it's not like completely broken later on into the game. But it's still a really good card where it can do solid things, because suddenly you're both like you can do multiple things with it, like right? It's like
I
a
would
personal
not-
preference
I
thing.
would not play this card if it couldn't collect Faeria. Like, I would never play it.
Yeah, I think it needs collect.
No.
It's true, but if
It's-
it can, then you get 3 spawns just like that, because you
Well,
can go
you-
2 directions.
You do that kind of already with blue, right? Like you're able to pressure your opponent enough as to where you get
have
the.
to buy another creature and get land to that other spawn. It's not easy. It's not that easy. as it would be.
Well, I like the
think that
ability.
The idea is fine. It might
Yep.
cost more, but the idea itself
Maybe
is...
with 3 lake and more gold, so it actually gets played later than other harvesters. Yeah.
I don't know.
I like it.
I like the idea. I think the idea is really good.
Yeah, we can start with twins, then we can make a card with triplings, then fourthlings, and
It also introduced something into the game which I've been lacking for quite a while, which is the like tokens idea, which
yeah, I guess.
haven't been in the game for quite a while. I would really like to see more tokens into the game.
I like that idea. I saw it. I was like, whoa, that's just
The idea
you know.
itself, I would like to see it in action.
He actually came
Casey.
back.
Oh my god. Oh
So-
my god.
I
So
just
we
had
spawned-
to fix the driver. I knew what I was doing.
So
it just took
we
a little
spawned
longer
one
than that.
aquatic case. Where's the other aquatic case now then?
What?
What?
So
I'm
we,
supposed to be aquatic. What happened?
damn it!
Aquatic,
Okay,
Aquatic
okay.
Twin was obviously just played, and we got Case of into play instead.
Yes.
I am severely disappointed.
There's a
Must
bug
be
with
a
this
bug.
card.
But no, okay. So the main point of this card, which is why I chose this or added this into the group, was the idea of token creatures.
Okay. Yeah, Kasov is responsible for all the cards we're going through now. Kasov is responsible for picking them.
Yeah. So I chose this one because I was like, this is a really interesting token creature. I think there was another one called Broodmother, but I didn't see that one until like after I'd already chosen this one.
Okay.
I was like, well, you can't have two, but it's basically the same idea. Basically, think Broodmother and Dota. It would be the same. You'd play it, and then for an ability, you could spawn a token creature. So, what do you guys think about token creatures? Do you think those should be added? Do you think they're like bad idea or?
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Great idea.
Yeah.
It's we are all agreeing. It's a great idea.
Sweet, because I missed your guys' talk about it. So
That's fine.
stupid computer.
Moving on to next card, or anyone else want to add something? No,
Oh, I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. Add media file.
I would say maybe if we have token creatures, then the other colors, not just red, should have ability to deal area damage.
They already have an ability to deal area damage.
Oh, I think
How?
he means every other color than
Like
red.
Grape Shot, Fire Flare.
No, I say other colors.
Oh, except red?
Yes, other colors, not
Okay.
just red.
Well, I'm not sure. I
Only
don't
red
think
can
you
deal
should
with
give
the,
every color a solution to have mass damage.
like
I
in
don't-
some way, like maybe a blue unit could have an area strike or.
I
Oh,
just
no,
realized that if
green
anybody's watching this, I'm just gonna say this. If anybody's watching this, there's a contest going on the forums where you come up with a card. This week the theme was creatures. Next week it's gonna be events, I think, and the next week again it's gonna be structures. And by the end of the week, the developers pick one that goes into a poll, which will be at the end of these 3 weeks, where the card who gets the most votes wins and gets turned into a card to be added to the game. So that's what we're doing. If you're watching this and you're like, why are we looking at these cards? These are cards created by the community as ideas to be implemented. And, if they're popular, then they might make it all the way.
I'm so excited about this card.
This is amazing. Oh, this card?
Okay.
Oh,
okay. Yes. So this is like one of my favorites, and not because it's like a good card, but because I really love its theme and idea. All right. So first of all, the art is freaking amazing. Like,
We
straight
probably
up.
won't get that
Yeah,
art,
it's
though.
just-
Pretty much
Just
what the hell?
amazing.
Who made this?
Okay,
It's cool
so
art.
one of the things I really like about this, okay, so it says accumulator 2, right? So it can accumulate 2 energy. All right, so now it has this ability called heavy. And the way heavy works, maybe I should read it from straight off the forums. But anyway, the idea of it is that it can't be moved by like events or structures. So you can't abuse the 2 energy, right? You can't like Tiki Song it and then you get 3 movements because the 2 energy. The heavy ability would be like it cannot be moved. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. So the other thing is that on here it says it takes 2 energy to move. So you can only attack once if you're going to have to move a space, which is kind of, that's just the way it is. But it prevents you from like double hopping and then attacking. It only lets you move like 1 space. So I really like that. The buff around it is just, that's like another thing to the card. But something I think really interesting about this card is that, okay, so this is supposed to be like a big card, right? Like there are giant cards in the game, but they move the same as like a small creature. So I really like the accumulator. It can't be moved and that it takes 2 energy to move. Because then you have this like conceptualized heavy creature that's like really slow, but it can hit a lot, and I like that idea.
But this
I
is
would
just a
even like
one.
to see well, yes, but I would even like to see this card be extremely buffed to like, I don't know, a 3/4 or a 3/5, and have it say that it can't attack unless it has 2 energy either. So
Yeah.
it's like really slow, really big, but like it hits a lot. So it's like it doesn't deal a little bit of damage. It's like no, if it attacks every second turn, it's like boom.
I'm actually blown
anyway.
away by the whole idea of like being heavy being a thing. I think it should be with that description you just made. You know, I think such a card should cost a lot and should be. I mean, when you say 3, I don't even think that's enough if you need 2 energy to even attack with it. But I like the idea. Heavy seems to be a really interesting concept.
Yeah, to
'Cause in my mind-
summarize,
yeah.
to summarize, this card is bad, but we really like the Kasev's idea of
Yeah.
cards.
No. I love this card. Like, I really like it. I think
don't
that
like
this has a stylistic choice, whereas my idea based off this is like a different direction. I think that this card fits more with the current style of the game, but I don't know. I really like this card. Like, I
would
really
prefer
like
a
this
heavy
card.
hitter.
Therian Colossus would be one heavy then.
I would say it should be a heavy hitter with a lot of damage instead of a support buffing card.
But see, the thing about this one is that it's like it's okay. So the style of this card is
Kind of like
it's
a
big
weapon
creature.
rack.
Yeah, and it can attack twice if you don't move it. So it's like a thing. It's like a
Oh,
like a
it's gonna attack
guardian, and the
twice.
guardian doesn't leave the thing it's protecting. It stands there, and as soon as you get close to it, it like annihilates you. But it's not like it can move around the
So
map
it's 4
annihilating. so-
damage if it accumulates.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, this card is the worst to play Might and Guts on. Just putting that
that's
out
true.
there.
Well,
Yes.
can't you also add a cap that says it cannot have more than 2 energy?
Wait,
so if you
what?
played Might and Guts, it would just go to 2 energy, or if it only had 1. But if you had 2 energy, then it wouldn't gain
Why?
more than that.
Would you play Might and Guts? It would give it 3 energy.
Yeah.
What would you do with 3?
Yes.
I don't know, man. Move it and attack and attack. I don't know.
No, but
Yeah,
it-
you can move. Oh, you can move once, attack twice. Well, no, if you move an attack.
Oh,
What?
You-
So you move an attack.
This card
so you-
obviously only needs
Okay.
2 to move. It doesn't say anything about attack, right? This
Yeah,
card needs
it-
2
it
to
can
move.
attack with 1 energy.
Yeah.
So you basically, it has 2 energy. You play Might and Guts, then you move it once, then you attack again. It's bad. Never mind. It was a joke.
I thought it was funny as well. The other guys were like, "What?"
I don't know. I really like this card. Like, I don't know. I just think it's awesome.
It is. It's interesting. It's
It's a
interesting.
good concept. I
I
like
like the concept of heavy. I just like these ideas of new concepts and new like type of creatures, new themes being thought up in these contests. Maybe it's too early to have like all these new concepts as heavy being implemented now, but I like the idea of things like that happening with again expansions, right?
I absolutely love the concept of this.
Oh yeah,
card.
the
Like,
concept is amazing.
I think it's amazing. I think it's like this is like if anything should happen out of this post on the forum, it should be we should explore this idea thoroughly because it's awesome.
I think that's what's so amazing with these contests. It's the devs get so much things that they've been working for what like 4 years on things, and sometimes you just need someone else to be like, hey, have you thought of this? And they'll be like, oh, no, that's so good, right? Like that they'll get these new input of things to do, and that's just amazing. It really brings out the creative people out of the woodworks. Okay, let's do the arboreal glider.
Okay, so the reason why I added this one is because of the woodland ability, which is okay. The woodland ability is
A new
it can
ability.
only move it can only move in forest, right? So it's like a forest only creature.
Oh.
And the idea of this is that it really makes green a like defensive deck, and I like that idea. I don't know if it's applicable in the current meta, since generally most metas are being aggressive, which this card is not. But I really like this idea as like a harvester, that it can only move in forest. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I
thought
love
it was
the
really
idea of
interesting.
being able to move only in forest,
Yep.
but having an ability to create them.
Well, and it also has that on there. One action.
Yeah, one
build
action,
forest
build
on empty.
forest
But
on empty.
the arguments were said that that basically makes it like a forest worm, which is what they took out.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So
That's
then
why
there
I would
was-
say it should have more attack, but costs Faeria, so it is used like a unit, not like a worm.
But
Yep.
Oh,
but
never mind. I thought it
but
evolved lands into forests.
it
I
says
thought
it's
they were going to give it that ability. So whenever, like, it couldn't make a forest, but it could like evolve one, just like the Sentinel had a while ago.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me go back to the thread.
no.
Oh,
This
it
it
is
says
build
one
a
action.
forest.
Yeah, build forest
Oh.
on empty adjacent hex. But I mean, you comparing it to the forest worm as it was. I mean, this is more expensive. And it has woodlands, so it can only move also on forests and stuff. I mean, so
but I like the idea of, like-
leave the land, leave forest. Forest worm was always in forest.
yeah, that's true actually because it made forest. But but still, it's
So
more
basically-
expensive though. It's more
Basically,
expensive.
an expensive forest worm.
As
But
forest
to
worm
the-
should have been.
That's how Forceful should have been.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. That's why I say it should be a fighting unit by making it fight better and cost Faeria.
Yeah, maybe
that's
one
kind of
Faeria
interesting,
build
though,
forest on
because, like,
empty. Or
if it
two.
retains its action cost, I don't know. It would force you.
Like, if you want to make this card not able to rush, just make it 2 actions, create a forest. That way you're gaining no advantage. You're just like exchanging 2 actions for 2 actions. But if you're using 2 actions to make a land in an aggressive deck, you're fucked because you're not making creatures for those 2 gold.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the
you-
woodland ability.
you play a
I
safe
have to say woodland ability is interesting as well. Like I like these. I'm just blown away by people coming up with all these new abilities like woodland. Move through only forests. That could be interesting to see
That's
how to use.
Yeah. I think there was another one called Therian Spider, and it had like the same kind of deal where it could only move through forest as well. But
Ah,
I don't know.
spiders.
There was a lot of ideas that were kind of like the same, and I just picked one.
Awesome.
I like the art of this.
This
I
is
think
yeah.
It's like oh.
How do
can't attack
people?
that.
On someone.
I mean, I hope the art inspires whatever cards win. I hope the art on the card is like being somehow used to be inspire how the card will end up looking by the
Maybe
real
make
artist.
Streeling look like this.
I don't know. I didn't take that into consideration at all with my card. I just chose a random picture. Just like I did with the
Oh,
first
we're-
one where we like...
We're
took
getting
the
to
tribute.
that card. We're
That's
getting
very cute. Joy, don't punch it, please.
God damn it.
You can trust me.
Joyful, the anti-cute.
You know what? You're gonna see something interesting in Teen Spirit's deck list because he played a Tavern Yak in his sideboard. I'm just saying.
Whoa.
Just saying.
He was
Really?
just trolling.
Oh, you
Super-
think
no,
so?
no, no.
I think he was just hoping to meet you. I mean, like you put that in front of the orb and you just ask how you gonna win that. What?
Which card did MrCubez make? I just have the names of the cards right now.
Raging Berserker.
Alright, let's pick that. Bam. There we go.
Are we
Looks-
doing that one next?
Yeah, it's
I
up
think
now.
so.
Raging Berserker, 4/3. At the beginning of your next turn, you will gain no action points. Cannot collect Faeria. Wait, what? Why would you play this, Cubes?
Basically.
Wait,
it's
it's not on the screen.
oh, it
It
just
is now.
came up for me.
It's a delay.
Anyways, like the idea behind the card was basically like having a very aggressively centered creature that is like very big for a low cost whenever you play it, and then having it deal a negative effect for you on the following turn. So
But it's just on the following turn, right?
yeah, it's not
Because
forever.
I
Like
know it seems like it's always don't collect.
No, it's the next turn.
Well,
Oh, I see. It's not a recursive effect.
no. It's just like whenever you play the card, the next turn you don't get anything. The turn after that, you get it all again.
so it should say like the following turn after you play this.
I guess.
creature.
No, it doesn't need to. I think the wording the wording is correct.
Well,
The
You
wording
can
is
just say
correct,
on the
just
beginning of your
correct.
next turn only, or beginning only.
I would see this. I would think that I wouldn't get any action points at all.
Okay. At the beginning of your following turn.
But
Yeah.
wouldn't it say every turn then instead? Like at the beginning
But-
of every turn?
Couldn't we just make it to cost upkeep 1 action? I really would prefer an upkeep of 1 action.
Upkeep
that
one
keeps going.
action is interesting
Oh.
too.
But the entire point behind the card is you can't make lands on the following turn. Like,
Ah.
it doesn't allow you to do anything.
That is true.
Yeah, it's the shift of power. Because let's say Aboria, like you can play it. Let's say, okay, so you know, this is the timeline. On this turn, I cannot play Aboria. On the next turn, I still can't. But on the third turn, I can. This is saying take that third turn, put it into the second turn, or even the first turn, while still costing the same as it would be if you played it on turn 3. So it's shifting not the cost or the balance. It's just shifting the timing to play it. So it's like I guess that's the tempo thing.
Yeah, it's a
like-
cool idea actually.
Yeah. I love the idea of having negative effects. I think that needs to be like
There was a lot of
lot.
controversy on the forums where like about the card, about the cost and the negative effect for green.
Mhm.
I was trying to
But
figure
this
out
is
a wording that would make.
colorless.
Oh yeah. But the problem is that with the green, all their economy gives them action points. This card stops
that's
them from
true.
gaining them.
Ah,
Like
that's
what I
true.
wanted to achieve is actually I've been thinking about like how to reword the card.
Oh
because I
no,
wanted to-
you have it fine. It says you will gain no action points.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That including the
gain-
production action points. You can't gain them
Yeah.
because you won't gain them.
But Mountain can gain their gold.
Precisely. So I was trying to figure out a wording that would allow players to gain the production of like singing TP and still gain an action.
Just,
Does not affect production effects, maybe?
next turn, you lose 3 action points.
I guess.
That's true.
I'll probably just.
But at
change
the beginning
it to
of your
something
next
along
turn,
those lines.
you lose 3 action points.
Yeah, because there will always be 3, so there's no like, well, I didn't have 3, so I got away. It's like you will always have 3. You always have 3 plus some.
Like when I.
What
made
if
the
you
card,
play
I didn't
2 of
see-
him?
That's
That would-
fine. You just don't gain anything.
No,
for the
but
next
if
turn.
it were 3, then it would be 6, right?
Oh,
If
that's
you-
true.
Sure.
So, well, but I guess at that
But
point
that
it'd
would be
like
dumb.
self-defeating, because if
That
you
would be
had
dumb.
8 gold and 4 Faeria, like it doesn't really. I mean, you're still costing a lot.
Like,
I mean,
I wouldn't say that you should take the cost into consideration. I simply came up with a cost when I was making the card because I didn't think the cost would actually affect their judgments on cards. It was more the idea and the
Hopefully it
concept behind
doesn't.
them.
Yeah, I hope they don't look. I don't think they will look at the cost. Be like, oh, this card is bad because of the cost. Like, you know, they will obviously have the final say in whatever card win in what the cost should be at least. and
The
such.
idea of the card is simply to have a card that isn't expensive on the turn you play it, but is very expensive on the following turns. Like,
Yeah.
I was considering if I should make it a really big card. Like, actually, I was considering making it 5 attack, 3 defense, like toughness, whatever, so that it would have like the ability to almost kill everything. But I think that would be too strong, so I thought that 4/3 was a better like stat thing for it.
4/3 is really good.
I'd also
It's not
consider-
that expensive when you think about it. I mean, it's
Well, it
it's
is
much more
essentially.
than- it's like much worse than Desert Worm, and it costs about the same. So
Well, I don't know. Like, I would probably play Desert Worm over this every time, but
yeah,
it is
Yeah.
a human card, so I try to balance it around that.
It's
but-
colorless, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds actually. It feels good now that I think.
It feels good as a human card, I
Like-
think.
I was considering bumping 1 gold off it because it doesn't allow you to make lands, which is like highly important in a lot of situations, right?
Oh yeah. The cost needs to be, you know, probably thought about.
I will leave the
the
cost up to
idea is
forget,
good.
but, like,
Anyway, the idea is good.
The idea is
I'll
really
leave-
good.
I'll leave
Again,
the cost up for the
You know,
developers
when
so
I
they
first looked at
actually-
the card, it looked not that good. But now that we talked about it, it makes it makes really good sense. I have to say.
Like, I was talking to Jim about the idea before posting it. It was a week ago or something, and he said he liked the idea. And then I saw the card contest, and I was like, oh, well, might as well plop it in there. Like, I didn't really have anything else to put in there.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep, great card. One more card before
One
break.
more. Oh, before break. To say there's like some really good
You're
ones.
like, what? Just one more? Yeah, there's. I mean, we're going through them quite quickly, actually.
Well, technically we started late, so we should do 2 more cards.
You'll have to excuse me. I gotta go answer the door. Somebody apparently wants to come in. I don't know why no one else is answering, so I'll be right back.
Be careful, might be a burglar. No. Okay.
All we hear is like, bang!
We'll hear him.
Cubes?
Cubes, what's up, Cubes? He'll come bleeding. Guys, I would be not.
Does anyone
fun.
know 911 in Sweden?
Why are we even joking about that? Wait, in Sweden?
I don't know
No.
where you live.
He's in
He's-
Denmark.
It's in
Denmark, yeah.
Denmark.
But it's the same number.
Yeah, but if you're in a different country, you will connect to a different.
Yeah, but it's the same number. I'm just saying. It's one.
me the
It's
part-
112.
Yeah, but it doesn't go to the same place.
It's
It's the same
112.
number? Wait, is it the same number?
It is 112 in like almost entire Europe, actually.
Depends on if it's a global net.
997 in
Oh,
Poland.
no.
Boom.
It's 100.
But I actually. Okay, I'm not sure about Poland, but I think 112 is almost working in every country, even if it's not like the official number 1. They
It
have
doesn't
like
work here.
applied it in a lot of countries in Europe.
Oh, the flag bearer. Okay. So the art on this card is just amazing. Like this art is like so subtle, so sarcastic, and so brilliant. It's like making fun of blue, but not making fun. Like, you know, like this is.
We
such
need
a good
humor
card.
though. Humor is good.
This is like so subtle and just perfect.
So
I
it's a
love
1/1 with jump because it's a
it.
frog.
Isn't this from Frog and Toad?
I
Where's
don't
this art
even
from?
freaking know.
It
Faeria.
brings the whole new meaning to the word leapfrogging, because what you do is jump ahead of a creature, hit, and then switch places.
Yeah, Faeria,
And attack
and
twice in the same spot, in the same
It's
turn.
basically giving unbearable words back to blue.
I like it.
yeah. You pay Faeria, switch Trident Flagbearer's place with
But with
target
adjacent.
adjacent creature you control.
So how does it give unbearable words?
Well, because unbearable words was a movement that was taken away from blue, and this is an added movement into blue.
But you know,
But-
since it's a frog, you should
But
make it
you
be
can't
able.
go any
But you
farther.
can only.
You can't jump any farther and switch. Then the creature itself can move. So you don't get any additional movement. Actually, the creature can move there itself.
I'm trying to think of
No,
how to
but you
use
can-
this
you
freaking
can
ability.
jump and
But you
then
can, like,
switch
shift it.
and then move with the other creature.
Like if he had
like
something,
that.
creature in front, throw that creature down and then move. But one of the things I really like about this card is just like, I don't know. It's just the art is just makes me.
I want a blue card that can be both aquatic and land creature.
Huh.
That's what I
A
want.
turtle.
But then it's flying.
A turtle. Right.
I don't know. I really
Crocodiles.
like Flagbearer. I think Flagbearer is one of the most interesting concepts. Like there was a big discussion on the forums because they wanted the card to like be able to go from anywhere.
No.
Which
No, anywhere is insane.
Oh.
yeah, precisely.
But I'm thinking, why does it have to be a creature you control? Why can't you replace it with? Why can't you do it on any creature?
No,
It says-
that's also
What?
Would that be bad? Okay.
Do it on your own.
Maybe they should. If it's a Triton, then you can move it up to 2 squares, like 2 hexes away.
But then what if it's a charge unit? Does it move 4?
No.
Okay.
No, like they essentially switch places.
They just switch plates.
So I think what like the idea of the card is basically that it goes over to the other guy, takes him, flings him backwards, right, and
Yeah.
takes his place. So I think it's fine if you can then like jump the card backwards. So you can either go 1 or 2 steps.
Yep.
I
I
think
think
I'll-
the jump makes, and one of the best things about this card, I think, is that it's not just adding another event trick. It's a creature with an ability,
that's cool.
and it's a utility creature like Chef. And I love the idea of utility type creatures.
Mhm.
I love that. I think it's great.
Yep.
Plus, I mean, a jump harvester, like that's kind of, I mean, you can collect 2 pulls.
It's
Like-
nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
A jump harvester. Never thought about that.
Because like you jump it into the 2 slot, then you jump it out, and then you jump back and forth.
Yeah,
But
you
you
don't
have
have to do the passive land of the
Yeah.
2.
It seems like such a better idea than another Flood Caprice or Unbearable Words.
Yep, and that's why I really like it, because it's like it's so much more interesting than just an event, and I really like it. The cat.
Oh, he just scared the cat.
It's the cat.
See, now he's hitting the cat!
No abuse
I
to
have been
animals.
trolled the entire freaking day. The cat has been bugging me for 5 minutes that it wants to leave.
And now he won't leave.
Now he's like, what do you want from me? I'm staying right here.
I'm just saying, in before Joyful punched the cat.
Yeah. It's, you know, we don't want the PDA to, come here.
You should totally ask if you, instead of the plushie, if you could get a yak suit for your cat.
Jackson. What the fuck? That
You
cat.
have a much more cruel image of me than I actually have.
You don't even. I like when Cube says that, and he's not even thinking about, you know, if the cat wants that suit or not. It's
Nah,
like,
I
no,
mean,
not.
Just has to wear it. Yak is too cute.
Sorry, we'll force you. Wait, what the hell is that? Is that what you're?
Alright, no, one more card.
Okay, I don't. I think we should. I should.
Oh god, what is this?
What did I
This is
miss?
what Joyful Rogue
I
used
didn't
to
do
punch
nothing.
stuff with.
Oh my
damn it.
god.
This was
One day you will find in the news, JoyfulRogue, happy streamer? Is it really joyful? Punching jacks?
Happy streamer, angry clubber.
Oh.
Who is he? It is a club, you know. It's...
have like baby seals in your house or something.
Anyways, do we have more cards on the list?
One more.
probably
One more.
do.
Keep going. This is so good.
We have done. We have 1,
No, there's a few. More.
2. We have 3 cards we haven't done.
Yes. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm saving Kasev's card for after the break. So
Alright.
let's do this one.
I love
This
Kasev's
doesn't
card.
have any
I think
art.
it should
This
win.
was black. So it's Sagami Vozid. Something. Vozid.
Okay,
Right.
so this is why I added this card. So something I had been talking about for the past couple days was the idea of card classes. Like most games have like, there's 20 different cards, but they're all vampires, and then there's a vampire buff card, right? So you have a class of creatures, but that doesn't mean that it only affects like 3 cards. It affects any creature with a vampire like class. Okay, so this kind of does the same thing, but more Faeria related. It deals more with a faction class. All Sagamis get a +1. So I really like the idea of class-like ideas, and I wanted to ask you guys, do you like the idea of giving like faction buffs?
Yes,
Like-
please. I don't know why it wasn't made in the first place in the game. Why the hell isn't there like a class of creatures? That's so weird.
And I
don't
really
know.
The
like
problem
that. 'Cause
with
you
the
can-
class
'cause
of
then in
creatures
green,
may
you
be
can say
that
like,
there's so many factions, it could be hard to develop from the very beginning because there's not enough cards for those class creatures to be worth it.
But
And then-
it's fine.
I
It
talk-
won't be good at first, but after enough cards will come out and you will have enough things that are specific for a class, then
I
you
talked
can
to-
look at that.
It's a
I
bit
talked
to
to
balance because every time you add someone new to the class, those class-specific buffs become all stronger. So every time you add a new creature to the class, they have to be rebalanced.
But I talked to Jim or Martin, I forget which one, and basically what they said is it's too limiting currently with the current card pool, which I agree with.
Mhm.
But it was like down the road, that's an interesting idea, because if you add like class-like buffs, then when you're building a color deck, you have to choose like what kind of faction you want to use instead of just saying, I play yellow, I play every yellow card. It's like, well, do I want to play the Shaitans of yellow and do that route? Do I
But
want
you
to
can
do
play everything. I don't know if you probably didn't play Scrolls, but in Scrolls you had like a class, like races for cards or whatever, and you could have a deck. Even there were like less cards. There were actually much less cards than in Faeria, but you could have decks with general cards and then specific cards, and it would still be good. So
Wolves
just-
synergize with each other pretty nicely in Scrolls.
yeah.
I would love something like that actually, like
I
the
wouldn't
wolf
mind it.
dynamics in
I think the
Faeria.
idea is fine.
what is it with in Scrolls Wolves? What?
Yeah, Scrolls has wolves, and they have one wolf that buffs every other wolf's attack. They have one wolf that reduces every wolf's cooldown so they can attack faster. They
But
synergize
you only
with
have like
themselves
3 wolves in the
nicely.
game, so
Oh, okay.
but it still works. So
It was
That's
really
interesting.
So it's ranged attack, and all your adjacent Sagamis have power +1 for people who don't read. I mean, it's pretty much another Sagami ranged creature.
it's-
So it encourages people to actually just set a line of archers and
True.
It is
I
pretty-
like ranged creatures though. It's like awesome.
I feel like it's almost too strong on range, because then you have like, what is it, a 4 or 5 Sagami? Like what
Maybe
if you had
this
2 of
one.
those
Maybe
down?
I mean I like that all your adjacent Sagamis have power +1, because
Mhm.
are all wait, I don't even know all the Sagami cards right now. But
Sagami
anyway,
Settler, Sagami.
settler
what-
and hunter.
Hunter,
I
that's
I mean
think
what
the
I'm
cards
just
can be
thinking.
used-
I mean maybe this card shouldn't be ranged. Is what I'm thinking. But
Of course it should be,
I think-
and it is, isn't it?
I think the problem with these kind of cards is they essentially become walking weapon racks. A lot of them, you know.
that is
I
true. You
They-
you see weapon
They
rack and
kind of just
everything.
become Gabriel Wardens, most of them,
Yeah,
right?
but that's-
Unless you
that's
give
fine.
them specific things.
Hmm.
Well, like,
That's
what
true.
if they made Warden only buffs Tritons, or only buffs, like, I don't know.
You could
something
make an
else?
entire cycle of them. I wouldn't mind. Like, I think it's fine.
I really like the idea of, like, class types. Like, I think it's really interesting, and it encourages build paths. Instead
Yep.
of, like, I use all red, it's like, well, which ones do I want to use?
I like it as well.
We all like it. Casey's done a great job at picking cards. So, quick little break, and we'll be back in less
all
than
of them?
5, and we'll do the last 2 cards that we had on the list. Alright? Alright? That works.
Aye,
that
aye.
works. Aight? Aight?
And one of the cards is really, really cool, so you guys stay around.
Oh yeah, oh crap, yeah, you've seen them.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's why I've been saving. I was like, oh, I was so happy about that card. That's
I have
awesome.
received proper warning.
Proper
You
warning.
guys have not on the chat, so you guys stay around.
Oh yeah, you don't want to miss this. Back in less than 5. Okay, here we go. Break time. Okay. We're just waiting for Omri to get back, but we're not gonna delay any longer. So, we're back! And we're gonna talk more about the contests, some of the cards in the current running contest where you get to pick, or come up with, be creative, come up with cards that each week the devs pick that are favorite, and at the end of these 3 weeks you'll have a poll where 3 cards will be in it, and the winner will get implemented into the game. I love this. This is like one of the best features of Faeria, in my opinion, is this running contests. That this is the second one they do. The first one was a little bit different, and you know, there's like these themes and stuff, and yeah, and one of the things that will be in Faeria in the future is actually the community card creator thing, which is more or less what they're doing now, but it's going to be more implemented, where the community will, you know, come up and create cards and vote and stuff, and at the end of a month, one of the cards gets in. So one community created card every month. At some point, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be at least, you know, by release, so next spring, summer probably. I think that's cool. What do you guys think about that?
I love it. I think it's amazing. It allows the developers to take all the creativity that all of their players have and like convert it into something that actually gets into the game. So all the players that enter can feel rewarded if their cards come into the game, and then they like have a bigger incentive to keep doing it. And like it allows the developers to see an entire other standpoint that would their own mindset, which is nice.
Yeah, not only does it add good cards to the game, the players do the job for the developers, but also it makes the players happy themselves. So the players do a job for the devs and are happy about it. That's the perfect way of accessing anything.
Sounds so brutal.
They don't have to do anything!
Why would it be brutal? They are happy!
Them devs are so lazy.
They love working for us, and they better not forget that.
It's like my live streaming. I am happy to stream for people even though I didn't get any money today. How it's brutal, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It actually reminds
me getting money. Oh.
It actually reminds me of a game I played way back. I'm not even sure if it's around still. It's sort of an MMO. I think it was called god damn it. Crap, I only remember the web radio that I was on. It was a pirate game, or like a, you know, with pirates and ships and stuff. God damn it! It just probably somebody watching knows the name. Anyway, so the devs gave, you know, the power to the players in the sense that they had a way of players creating ships, right? And they had to, I guess they had to be somewhat historically accurate, I don't know, but I mean the players could make ship models and ships that, you know, by following some steps, then the devs added them to the game. So you got more ships into the game, because that was like one of the main things, and they all came from the players, and you know, that was pretty enriching, you know, for the experience. It's just not called Pirates, it's an MMO game. I don't think it's around anymore. The studio was put down, so to say. And we got another card to add. Okay, let's do the next card. We have 3 cards to look at now that Cubes just added one on Skype. I'm gonna have to go pick that up. But let's start with Kasiv's card, which is JoyfulRogue.
Oh, god damn it.
Whenever
Shameless
JoyfulRogue
All right,
attacks a creature...
So the important thing of this card is not that it's mine and not that it's joyful, even though that's kind of awesome. The whole point of this card is that stealing resources from your opponent. And this card is probably way too powerful, but what do you guys think about being able to steal resources from your opponent? Not deny them, but steal them.
I think it's great. It should just go in like it is.
I think the art is amazing. Well, I like the idea. Whenever JoyfulRogue attacks a creature, steal gold equal to Rogue's power from your opponent.
It was pointed out that is probably way too strong, and
well, you can buff it, right?
But I had to make it too strong. It's joyful. Come on.
Well, he's so not happy on that picture. But yeah, I mean, if we look at the card, what it does though, again, the ability of the card, it's interesting. You know, it would probably be a thief, not a rogue, in my opinion. But
there's another iteration where it's just steal 1 gold from your opponent, and then I added the little text at the end. If your opponent has no gold, then a JoyfulRogue dies, like it got caught. So.
What the hell?
Double-edged sword.
If I definitely think you missed the mark on this one. It should definitely have, like, whenever JoyfulRogue hits a yak, it is automatically destroyed.
But that
should obviously be the ability of the card. Come on.
Like I was trying to make like a rage card, but it didn't really make sense as a rogue having like a rage issue unless we wrote like an entire lore episode to back it up. And the yak thing was like a really interesting idea because that was like the first thing that was talked about. But I'm like, but that'd be such a.
I like how this breaks the lore. Yeah, it's totally.
This actually has a chance of going in, and I like.
What?
Yes, it does. I mean,
with the name JoyfulRogue?
ability.
No, but not with that name, right?
with that name.
Rogue, it kind of makes sense because you have like.
Except of course, Americans cannot spell for their life.
I know.
So it should be one L.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. We just attacked all Americans.
I'm just kidding. But I would just think that someone who is a native speaker, you know. I was always just imagining that all Americans are so amazing in English because I was learning English by listening to them.
Alright.
Most Americans actually don't know how to spell.
Yep.
God.
That is actually like scientifically true.
Yeah, actually that's true.
We have Queso here. He knows.
But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so I like the idea of like stealing 1 gold better than equal to power, but
yeah, it could be an ability like Haunt, you know, just steal 1 or steal 2. Great ability in my opinion.
But could you make an ability like Thief? If this card, or should it be
Theft?
Whoa. No.
Theft 1, yeah.
And soon we have the Grand Theft Auto card.
Just because I don't know English.
Oh my god. Okay. Any more opinions about this card?
I don't know. I like the idea. It really has to be balanced.
Yeah.
The problem with this kind of ability, like stealing things from your opponent, what do you do if your opponent has 0? Do you just like not steal anything?
That's why I put the ability like this creature does, because then it's like you don't attack unless they have something to steal. Because think about a rogue. If you like pickpocket someone and they have nothing, like I don't know, I'm not a pickpocket, but I would assume you would be like, wait a minute, was there something there? And then you would try again, or is that not how?
If you want to balance it, you can say, like if they don't have enough gold to steal, then you lose 1 health, like the unit.
I'm gonna do that right now. It's really smart.
I would say it adds a great new layer of strategic gameplay where if your opponent sees that you have a stealing unit, he will balance his economy to never have gold if possible.
But it's like an anti-eco thing, which is kind of like what I mean, besides destroying their economy, I thought it was interesting to like give a way to take that economy. So it's like economy then becomes a risky thing, more so than just if they insta-kill.
If we have gold, why can't we have card stealing?
Yeah, now we're talking. Oh, yes, card stealing. Give it to me.
Yes, from somebody else's deck. That's something I really liked in Hearthstone. Why can't we have it here?
I also miss, you know, I don't know how to say it. I mean, I want to say resurrect, but you know, to get people stuff back from the graveyard is also something I miss in the game. I know it's something that has been, you know, they've thought about that. That's all I know they've said. So
like it's not mine. Like it will come one day. Like
one
100%.
day.
But it will be an expansion. So.
Oh yeah. I mean that is what I think about these things is that you know you shouldn't add it with 1 card. You should probably add it with several, like, you know, a theme, like expansions are the best way to go when adding, you know, new stuff like that. Anyway, that was Joyful. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Just deleted you. So next up is the Yak Horde, and you know, let's watch Joyful so he doesn't, you know, bring the club. Whenever,
right, so...
yeah,
go ahead. Tell us
whenever Yak Horde walks onto a colored land, it's turned into a prairie, and I assume the land, not the yak. Yes. Okay.
Oh, the yak is obviously
So this is like okay, I'm gonna be honest. This card isn't like something that is good, but I really like the idea of a card that like eats land types. I really like that idea.
I mean, we already have a card like that, right?
Like from way back when that was like red. Yeah, but it's on movement. Like it like eats it below it. There was a card in red that was like I think it was like Terraform or something, and basically what it would do is like any land type it was over, it would like eat it, and I think it gained a resource from it, or it would.
Are you talking about the Lumberjack?
Well, it's like a Lumberjack type card too. Yeah, it's the same thing, but this is like more towards land types, not a specific type, if that makes sense. So it's like it hurts you because you don't want to move it on your own tiles, but then it could like hurt your opponent because it's forcing them to constantly spend an action point to regain their spawn point. If that's kind of like how
I don't like it.
You don't like?
No,
I thought it was.
It's a very bad conquest. Very
I would
bad.
say, yeah, it's like a bad conquest, except it hurts you really badly. You would more often walk on your land than your opponent's land, I would say.
Oh, that's
If you look at
true.
how the games are played, you more often walk on your own upgraded tiles. Opponents tend to protect their upgraded tiles much, much better.
Yak
I think
Horde.
it's the card I like the least from all the cards we saw.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know about that.
probably. I would love a Yak Horde that has charge 3 and deals more damage the more movement it charges.
You would like more yaks into the game?
I
You're
would like
goddamn cool.
way more Yaks into the game.
I
Well, I
think
would
I'm
like
gonna
more
get
Jacks too.
nightmares from seeing this card.
I
Come
want
on.
Yaks to be a faction, man.
But it's like the charge in Heroes 3, where the longer you move, the more damage you deal. That could be quite cool.
Yeah, that's nice. It's a nice idea.
Okay, we're done with this card. Freaking
All right,
Yaks.
fine. You Yak discriminator, throwing it away.
So that leaves us with one more card added at the end here, which is the Jidan. How do you say that? Do you say the D at the beginning?
I say
Digidan.
Jidan.
No,
Jidan.
Digiton. It sounds so much more better.
This is probably very French, and their language is based on not, pronouncing letters. So
on that.
Gidan.
Gidon spy.
Gidan.
Je don't spur. I don't even know how to do it. I can say chateau. Chateau neuf de pop. Anyway, can be played on any free land, yours and your opponent's.
But it is not haste.
But it is not haste. Okay.
But so it's
Extremely
against buildings.
overpowered.
Overpowered
It's totally overpowered.
Extremely overpowered.
on any free land.
You just drop.
You
it
can
next
drop
to
it
the
wherever.
opponent's,
Okay. So
cauldron.
Cubes added this card for a reason. So let's.
I-
Is
ask
this
him.
Cube's
I really think the concept of the card is really interesting because it, like, obviously you have to balance the cost. There's, like, no question. But I really like this card because it, like, instead of a card like Mind Travel, I really like cards like every structure in the game that allows you to do certain things to creatures, like Wingate, which teleports them. But I really dislike cards like Mind Travel because you can just have these cheesy wins from it. But I still like the teleport kind of ability from Yellow. I would really like to see this card only be able to be played on any desert, even if it's your opponent's, and then have cards in Yellow that make lands into deserts on purpose. So that you can then play them on only the desert, so then your opponent can actually react to it. But still, I think this card is interesting because it allows you to be extremely offensive without having to make a lot of lands. It allows counterplay compared to Mind Travel because it doesn't have energy
true.
whenever it's played, unless you
I
have a
don't
card
see-
to.
I don't see
Okay.
how this card can enter the play and not be extremely broken at a certain point.
Yeah.
It's the same as Mind Travel. You basically
No.
can play any
Yeah.
creature anywhere and then Mind Travel to where you want, and it's the same effect, isn't it? Even
I guess.
better.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's.
Well,
it's
you
a-
already
I mean,
have
with
Mind
Mind Travel,
Travel,
you
it's
can play a.
open.
You may as well have this, I guess.
I mean, with-
even if not now, later down the road, when you will have more options to build decks, I think these kind of cards are what will break the game.
So
That's-
you are saying Mind Travel shouldn't be here?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
Could be that it shouldn't be here. I would say it adds an interesting strategic element when you're playing against Desert to construct your lands in such a way that there are no good teleport positions. I have been playing against a player today, I think it was Revolution Hot, who created so few lands and filled them so nicely. The only position I could teleport to was a shitty position.
Oh yeah, I watched that game. Yeah.
So just, I would say then people would avoid creating nice squares for Desert to teleport into.
Awesome.
I don't know.
So this is not as a popular card than I would assume, but I like it. I've been liking every card so far with all these abilities that people come to think about. But I mean when really think about this card though, I don't like the whole teleportation either in the game as it is, or with this. At least not when they teleport it onto my land. I dislike that.
The more
And I
we
just wanna
talk
say,
about it, the
there's-
more I like the idea actually.
You like it?
Yeah,
Ah,
If you compare it to mind travel, it's more counterable. And I like the idea that everything
Yes.
can be countered, reacted to.
Because it doesn't have energy, unlike mind travel, which retains its energy.
Yeah.
well, I like this better than mind travel in that sense. Meanwhile,
My biggest problem with mind travel is mind travel conquest. It is extremely
Oh yeah.
like.
Or convoke.
Yeah. It's extremely
But
hard to
Convoke
balance
isn't
teleport.
nearly as hard to deal with, because with Conquest, your opponent still has land like directly next to you. With Conquest, if you kill a unit, you're free. You're off scot. You still have your own lands. This way, he takes over your lands. So if he does it early, it prevents you from playing cards that cost a lot of land types because he has your lands. Especially like punishing for green players or red players who need like 3 mountains or 3 forests to play most of their cards. So if they suddenly go down to 1, they have like little to no options to deal with a Conquest mind travel if it actually happens relatively early.
That's why
Convoke is better because you don't need to pay anything extra to play your assassins and the nightmares on the opponent's land, so it's a much faster attack than Conquest.
that's why I really had a problem at first with teleport, is that it's near impossible to balance because there will always be some way to abuse it. For example, teleporting a conquest. Well, then, okay, so we need to buff the teleport or change it somehow. Yeah, but then it makes it worthless on the weaker cards. So it's like extremely good and extremely bad, and that's why I kind of felt like at first teleport was like this. I was like, this is such a bad thing. Like it's impossible to get right because of the nature of it. But I mean, you can always add like a huge chunk of restrictions. But I don't know. I've actually changed my opinion on teleport since yellow got its buffs. I really like teleport now. I think teleport is a really good strategy in yellow, and I like it. I like it a lot. But I also think cards like this are a little bit more interesting than just straight teleport. I don't know. I think it's a really interesting idea.
yeah. We're gonna look at 2 more cards that I added.
There's like some really good cards that I didn't add.
Well, I just added them because they were linked in chat, and I'm like, well, why not, right?
Yeah.
You know, I haven't even. I mean, I've just saved them down. I'm gonna add them. I don't even know what we're gonna look at right now. We're gonna look at this one called Cylon Berserker. Someone in chat linked that. So it's a 1/1. It has Rage. Every time Silent Berserker kills a creature or building, he gets +1/+1 permanently. Is that what Rage does? I didn't read the thread, actually.
No. I think that's what it's...
Yeah, I think Rage is supposed to be the keyword for the ability.
Right.
There's been talk a lot about a Rage or like Berserk ability, and and the one that I've been in discussions about is that every time a Rage or Berserk card loses a health, they gain power. So it's like the more they're hurt, the better they get. And
That's
I really
interesting.
like that idea over than just a 1/1, because I feel like Berserker, while being a really good card, would be extremely hard in a Faeria game to get to be its worth.
I mean, this, yeah.
Maybe if it started at 2/2, it would be better, but I feel like at that point it'd almost be too good.
It's just very hard to get the first skill, but once you get it rolling, it's suddenly just super.
And that's part of the balance of it as well, is that
So
it
it's
does have a
just
high
so
risk, high
hard
reward.
to make work.
You know what I want? I want more vanilla creatures. That's what I want.
You just want stuff without abilities.
I just want 200 cards
that will dictate how, like, what a regular creature should cost.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
That's what I want.
That's a
I
really
see.
good input and opinion there. Like more vanilla, like more creatures that are just regular creatures with strength and no ability. I mean, with nothing but no abilities. That's what I'm trying to say. No
that's
abilities.
in Hearthstone, you have creatures like the Chillwind Yeti. You have those normal creatures on every tier, and that allows you to then compare your creatures with skills to the normal creatures and see how much mana you are paying for the ability itself, because the stats can be compared. And in Hearthstone, such a baseline established would also be pretty useful, so that you can see how much gold and favor you're actually paying for ability, because you can compare the ability of a skilled unit to a vanilla unit.
Yeah.
That's why I really like Swamp Worm, and why I take its stats and costs into like a lot of different scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whenever I want to design a new card, I really base it around the idea of Swamp Worm stats and its cost. So basically, it's like if you pay 0 gold and 1 land type, you get a 0-1, and then if you pay 1 gold, you should get a 1-1, and then like you can add 1 stat per gold increase.
Yep.
And then obviously, once you get to a higher enough number, you have to include some other things into the card, like, for example, Giant Arborea, which costs 1 Faeria instead of like just going there. So from Swamp Worm, it takes 2 gold to then essentially get 2 stats, but it needs an additional 1. Instead of simply making it 7 gold, they made it 1 Faeria, which I think is fine. So
You can even make it so standard that the gold price will only be the stats, and the Faeria will be the extra abilities that come with it. Which is also possible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But that would make the approach to balance very mathematical and structured.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Faeria devs. I'm not sure if it's their style.
It might be a bad idea. I just put it out there.
No,
it's
I like
really
the
good.
idea.
It's an idea.
I really want creatures that like define the rest of the cards and their power and toughness versus ability cost, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that would be a thing. Maybe that would be a thing for a future card contest, to come up with a creature that is nil ability.
I would say you'd
Silent
have to make
Farmer.
it like come up with 3 or 4 creatures, because one creature that's vanilla is like.
Oh yeah,
who
maybe come
cares,
up with
right?
several. Yeah,
It's
right.
gonna come
One
down
for
to
each
the art
color,
and the
then.
cost, you know.
Yeah.
Art shouldn't compare anything in these card contests because most of them are just Googled images.
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely,
Like
definitely.
I just try to
Oh,
find
really?
the most funny ones and just put them in there from Google. Like,
I actually was googling JoyfulRogue, and there's some pretty interesting images that came up.
Oh boy, now we have everybody going doing that.
Let me just try doing that.
Oh Jesus.
I'm gonna Google myself as well
was-
now.
Hey, you know, you might want to turn on the, the adult filter.
No,
No.
Holy shit! You're actually all over this thing.
Whoa!
I found the picture of you when you were like
You're all over this thing.
you were like really young
God.
and you played
Oh.
StarCraft or something. I was gonna use that image, but
God
Wait,
damn it, I have
was
to do
really
it too.
young and what?
you played StarCraft apparently.
I wasn't young. I was 2 years younger.
Really? Oh, maybe the
How
image.
did I look? What the hell?
Okay, JoyfulRogue pictures. Wait, what? This is not him. Wait, do you need a space?
No, it's no space.
But if I Google
There's
picture,
so much JoyfulRogue. Holy shit!
yeah, I don't even find him. I just find other shit. Like
But
I get girls and
You sure
drawings.
you spelled it
I
right?
get ice cream. Why do I get ice cream? If I
Did
do
you
it
write
myself.
with like one word? It should be like
Yes!
one.
The joyful puncher yak is in here. Yes.
If you scroll like really far down, it just starts like it's just typical Google images. It's like
Yeah.
nothing. It's like a picture of a guitar and then
Damn,
like
I
a picture
misspelled
of
it
a-
actually.
How did you
Taurus
find
is
anything
in
for my
there somewhere.
StarCraft?
I misspelled it.
I think
Fuck.
it's the picture.
I misspelled it. Here we go. I was wondering where all those girls came from.
Link to the young joyful. Okay.
So if you're
I'm-
watching this
I'm
on
checking
YouTube now,
the-
then we're just googling JoyfulRogue on Google Pictures just to see what the hell is up.
There is a joyful rogue in his younger age picture. Have a good laugh, everybody.
I found Oliver picture in here. That's funny.
Anyway,
Yeah.
next
Anyway.
card. This one was added by someone in chat. Thurian Woodland. It's a protection 1. It's a 2/2. It's a green card. It's 2/2. Protection 1. Whenever an adjacent creature you control is destroyed, Thurian Woodland gains 1 life. So it grows when creatures around it dies. That you control. That you control. When friendly creatures dies. If it's
I just-
adjacent.
I feel like it's a cool card. I don't know if it doesn't make sense to me though. Like, why is it Therian? If it like, cause like they said specifically it needs to be like lore related, and I didn't really see
Makes no
this as
sense,
being
yeah.
Therian. And Woodland, like I don't know. To me, I thought it was a structure, but I don't think it's a structure.
It's a
It's like they're scavengers.
It's a creature, so it doesn't make sense that the woodland would actually walk towards someone's base.
Well, you know, when
But
creature dies, trees grow, and
I
they're...
would say it should be a carrion worm.
Yeah, maybe
I
the
like
creature...
the idea,
Dead.
though. I like the idea of cards getting more powerful based on things in the game, not just buffs or...
Would be a nice synergy to the twin Kappas.
Ah! True that, true that. But placeholder, they say in chat. Well, it's
Placeholder-
Jacob's
what,
card, I guess. Placeholder.
No, no, talk about the name. Therian Woodland. Therian aren't they supposed to be the giants?
Living
like-
forest, living willow.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, I want a Kappa Council card. Why
Oh!
No, seriously, a Kappa Council, it like goes through your deck or something, or like draws cards. Like that'd be awesome.
We're not
it's
adding
it's an event when
We need to change Tale of the Old Turtle to just like Kappa Council.
Oh,
Oh, that makes so much sense.
what?
Oh my god.
Yes,
What is this?
of course.
Why don't we have a Kappa Council card? Devs, seriously, if you're watching this, why is there not a Kappa Council card?
Why isn't a Kappa Council is shorter? Makes sense. Is the same theme.
Oh, we're
Kappa-
which
Kappa,
card
you know?
do you want to rename? Did you say?
Tale of the Old Turtle into Kappa
Tale of the
Council.
Turtle, the one that
Or
gives
you
2
can
gold
even
to
say
cards.
like Tale of the Kappa
What
Council.
does that
but
do? I never
Oh, it's
played
just
blue.
Kappa Council. It's perfect.
I never
Yeah,
played blue. What
perfect.
does that card do?
It gains you 2 gold and draws 2 cards, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I feel
Or two
left
fairies.
out now. I want the inside the cube card.
Oh, no, don't try that here on the Kappa Council. Your show is this. We're like, no. No, your show is good, but you don't need a card.
What?
How-
Hey!
I'm thinking of something. I got something. Okay,
Oh,
so
God damn it!
title of the show is Inside the Cube. What if there was a human card? Okay, so one of
What?
the human factions is based around scientists building like machines of like epicness.
Oh my god, I'm
and,
thinking of the
our-
Cube, the movie.
like steampunk. So make like a cube card that's like steampunk in nature.
They said
And-
no steampunk in Faeria.
Okay.
They don't want
It's-
any steampunk in Faeria.
Steamforge is pretty steampunk.
Isn't
I
there a
don't know.
cube in Hellraiser? That cube.
Anyway, but it'd be like a structure, and I don't know what it would do, but it'd be like a cube-like structure. Steampunk meaning
Well,
like
I don't
Steamforged.
know. Okay, so you're simply saying you want a steampunk cube to be a structure. Okay,
Floating-
sure.
Just like wom, 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 wom.
I think the problem is with the lore and everything. At least Kappa Councils kind of goes well in the game, right? And inside the cube is...
Come
I mean,
on!
hey, inside the cube could be an
It's
event.
your fault. You chose that.
Yeah, you chose the name.
God, this is
have to rename so it fits with lore. Someone in chat, please.
Inside the Therian forest. Alright. Are we gonna add these cards? Well, wait, what? Oh, that's old. I think we might be done.
I got this.
Oh, you just linked. Okay, we're done. Actually, we don't have any more cards to discuss. We're through the list, and we're through those that I saw on the chat. So that's that at least. Let's see. Do we have anything else that's interesting? We could finish this off with human as a legit faction. That does not even rhyme with what we've done. Nothing here really does, though. But I mean, what do you guys think about that? Human as a legit faction. Who put that in?
Okay, I added that, and I talked to Martin about it.
Oh, you did.
And basically, they said not right now, but it will be a thing. Because I said, look, the lore for humans is much more epic than the cards for humans right now. So can we please like give human like some respect? And he's like, look.
Of course, you
that
want to
will
play a
be
human deck, right?
Future winky face, and I was like, oh, so it's another tease of something that is to come. But yeah, so basically, eventually humans will be their own faction and have their own decks and stuff, but not right now, which is
Just saying,
fine.
you're not sure. You don't know anything.
Oh, he's here like, oh, this is a fact, cause I got a wink. Alright,
This
awesome.
guy told me wink. This has to be thing. Cannot be undone.
Casey, where's the snake? What is going on?
What? Oh, the
What?
snake.
snake.
It's on my keyboard.
Oh.
Sorry.
Obviously, it's on the keyboard.
But yeah, so and my
I'm
idea
so-
of human being a faction was like not making it only spawnable on prairie, but having like a prairie requirement. So for example, a human card requires 2 prey or 2 prairies to spawn, but it can be spawned anywhere. It just has to
would
have a
to be like
requirement.
5.
No, because I mean, like Youthful Duelist, like it would probably have like a prairie requirement of 1. I mean, it would be really small to
you
still
always
fit in the
want
style,
prairie, don't you?
but I don't know. I
think it's very neglectable, and I don't think it needs to be a thing.
I
Like,
think
it's just
yeah.
complicating
older
something that
doesn't
doesn't need to be
but I think
complicated.
shouldn't be the key because they are by nature cards that you splash into other decks.
But then that's what I was like.
So they
I've talked about
synergize
this
with
multiple
each other.
times. But like the human, yes, human is like the filler color type, but the lore doesn't really reflect that. So my idea of making human a faction was to reflect more on the lore, because the lore of the humans is kind of epic. They're like the engineers, the scientists. They have like the rebellion faction in there. Like there's some
I didn't
really
know
interesting
that.
stuff. They also have like a religious faction that's like
Oh.
it's like religious stuff, and I was like, that's kind of cool. That's really cool.
So
but
a
like
fifth terrain type could be just housing for humans.
housing, that'd be great.
Towns.
Upgrade a prairie to a house, and then you can spawn
Yeah.
humans. Do
Settlement.
you have to have a male and a female card
Settlement.
first before you spawn more humans?
Do we have time for another card?
I mean, we have time, but we're close to the end. We can pretty much end here as well. We don't have to cover more. I just said link in the chat if they had more cards, because they were saying there's more cards. I'm like, yeah, there's more cards.
Yeah, this guy
The ones
wants-
we, yeah.
Can I give someone else some cards from the raffle giveaway?
You want to give someone cards?
Yeah, I want to give someone cards.
Go ahead.
Nab Sauce Faeria, if you're still here, you win cards.
Oh, so nobody who's watching right now? What a
The
jerk.
people signed up for the giveaway on my stream, at the end of my stream. If they're watching till the end, I just want to give card to someone who's still watching the whole thing. Nab Sauce Faeria, if you're here, you win.
They just came for the cards at the beginning. They're like, okay, good, I'm out.
If not Gilgirth, you win. Let's just see if they show up and do a topic. I don't know.
Awesome. Okay, we have one more card. One last card. And we're done. Because they want dragons, and I love dragons. Dragons! Okay, where did it go? Wither Dragon. Alright, here we go. Wither Dragon. It's flying, obviously. It's a 3/3. Charge 2. Protection 1. Whenever Wither Dragon enters play, every land is turned into a prairie. Oh, it's also, yeah, it's a human dragon. I mean, in the sense that it's a neutral card. It's colorless.
See, that's the thing that really gets me. It's like, are humans human or are humans colorless? Because if they're human, then they're their own type, which doesn't really do anything except for filler. So it's like, anyway.
Can't you just leave it be? You gotta wink.
No!
You
No!
gotta wink, okay?
You gotta wink.
Represent the humans!
Oh man, yeah. Like I always pick humans in anything
But
I play.
the human dragon, I really like the idea of a human dragon. Didn't we say that like forever ago? Didn't we
I
say,
did like the idea of human dragon.
Yeah, I think we did
so-
when we discussed something, and I think we
we
were on
discussed
dragons.
dragons. Like all dragons need a niche, and
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but I like this card. It's interesting.
There needs to be a neutral dragon, I think, in my opinion.
I don't like this card. I don't think
Maybe
it
not
fits,
this card, but it
like,
needs a
the
neutral.
lore at all.
Wait, what? No dragon?
No, like I don't mean no dragon. I just don't think a wither dragon fits the human lore at all.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
Yeah.
Like
It should be some kind of.
And this one is very strong. I mean,
Maybe
every
awkward,
land
like-
turned into a prairie? Come on.
If they made it like a mechanized kind of deal, then it would kind of
A
fit
mech
with
dragon, yeah.
because they
Dragon
talk about the engineers building like massive machines, so that could make more sense lore-wise. but-
Mechanized dragon, then.
I think my biggest problem with this card is it's essentially trying to do something another card is, which is also my like biggest problem with Red Flame Dragon, is that it's basically just a dude with a firefly on it. I would really like to see every dragon do something that like nothing else does. Like the
Okay.
Green Dragon makes a ton of lands. There's nothing that makes nearly as many lands. Like, of course, the Green Dragon is like a land creation thing, which is Like, I don't know. I just like the line creation thing, and I most likely just neglect the ability. I like the yellow dragon because it's like, I can only deal damage to structures and orbs. That's like, nothing else does that, you know? Like, I don't know. I just really just like these kind of dragons that just do something another card does, and then you just take the power and toughness and the like static abilities in that card, and then you add a price for that, and then you just add the price of the other card on top of that. Like,
Yeah, it should have been something unique.
What
Okay.
can we do to make it more unique?
Okay, how to make a neutral dragon?
Hmm.
If it's
Not a
metal
steampunk
like,
dragon.
What splashable effect could be really cool?
Well, like you could make it so whenever it comes into play, no creatures gain energy. Like all the creatures in play don't gain energy on their next turn.
So it's the only thing that can move.
Well, no. So whenever you play it, every creature that's currently in play don't get energy. So that if your opponent has like 2 creatures out and you have 3, whenever you play this card, then on your opponent's next turn, those 2 creatures don't get energy, but he can still play like a haste creature, and it will gain energy. And then like the 3 creatures you had won't get energy on your next turn, but you can move that dragon. But that's kind of like in the same direction as Imperial Disruptor.
Yeah.
It is, but it's a unit that gains this. It's kind of like haste, but different. Haste gives you instant movement. This dragon would be able to move as the only thing in its own turn, I guess.
Would it
It's
affect
late
your?
haste.
Would it affect
It's a
you
haste
as well?
relative to the other creatures.
Sorry,
It's an
what
interesting
is it?
thing.
Would it affect you as well, like the beginning
Yeah,
of your opponent's
yeah,
turn
yeah.
and the beginning of your turn?
So if you, as I was saying, if you have 3 creatures out, your opponent have 2. On his turn, those 2 creatures don't. On your turn, the 3 creatures you had in play when you played Wither Dragon won't get energy, but Wither Dragon will. Or Human Dragon or whatever. Like, I think the idea of making like an Imperial Disruptor is fine because they changed Imperial Disruptor to not work on the first turn, so it's essentially a card you can play and like play that and the Imperial Disruptor to like stall for a long time. I don't know.
That's
How
I
about
think it's really
about?
expensive, so
I'm
I like
I'm
that.
trying to think human. I don't know, but I'm just trying to picture myself a human dragon. I like when Casey said they're engineers and stuff. I like the mechanized thing, and I'm thinking. I mean, does it have to be? It doesn't have to have an ability that happens when played. I'm thinking maybe there can be upkeep, maybe there can be something production, maybe like the mercenaries, maybe it can be part of that, maybe it can be, you pay gold, it does something.
Yeah.
Maybe a really strong dragon, and when
Yeah,
it comes into play, you have to choose like a type of land, and it can only enter this land.
You could just make it vanilla. Why does it need to have an ability?
Or maybe maybe it could be the dragon with no ability.
It
I mean,
could be a
except
rider
flying and,
with
so-
my previous idea of charge. The longer you charge, the higher the damage.
That'd be fun about that.
Sounds pretty damn powerful, though.
Or make
Or
it
maybe there's somebody-
give it the heavy ability.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know.
A
A
fat
heavy
dragon.
overweight dragon.
No, armored. Armored. The
Armored,
will weigh it down. It's
yeah,
gonna be protection
armored
2 and
dragon.
heavy.
Huh.
Protection 2?
Protection
dragon?
20.
Are you insane?
Yeah.
That
That
thing
is
will
insane.
never
Heavy
die.
3.
But it's heavy, so it has to
For 3
it has to
turns.
have 2 energy to move.
Yeah, but Protect 2 means like it can only be hit by other big creatures, which like
Or with damage buffs, yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it can only
maybe.
move once per 3 turns, so creatures can actually move up to it and then move back before it can actually move.
Nah.
but it
yeah,
can still
well-
attack them though, right? So it'd be like
You
weak.
should give it wind-up time.
No, I mean by heavy I mean it can't
That's
attack
kind of
either.
awesome.
It would
You
be
can make it
stupid
like
if heavy
Colossus,
attack
where
twice but can't move.
you can make it like Colossus if it's mechanized to where it costs Fae, because like
To move, yeah, yeah.
The great machines are supposed to use Faeria as like their fuel and stuff, so maybe
Ah.
it costs Fae.
That
But
makes
then it
sense.
just makes it like a blue splash.
You think? Because
I think it's
I
hard
have
to
some
make
extra
these
Faeria
benefits.
in my
Well, if it can spawn anywhere and it's flying in charge, if you gave that to blue with all the Faeria, it'd be like, oh god. It would. Hey, we just found our blue buff.
Who needs buffs?
Let's make
We
a
can-
hu-
But
We can
again,
look
they want every dragon
outside.
to be like a niche dragon, right?
But like,
Yeah.
yellow needs
I like
never-
the niche
blue
idea.
needs-
Hmm. Well, I want a human dragon. Maybe that should be the next contest. They should just make. Let's see what the community can think about.
I like that idea as a human
Make
dragon.
a human dragon.
Yeah, like the elemental.
Yeah.
Exactly. That should be the next contest. Okay, devs, we have so much for you. You need to watch this episode today, or whenever we get it out on YouTube tomorrow. Okay, are we done, guys? Do you want to add anything?
More giveaways.
You're just giving away to
Hots.
people who were there, who were watching you before this. That's just so rude.
Revolution. I'm a cheap bastard. Revolution Hots. If you're here, you win some cards. And Howie, if you're here, you win some cards. Ido Huedo, if you're here, you win some cards.
I do. Where do?
Yeah, I was thinking like, Khan, are you there, Khan?
I don't know. There are just some names in this community that obviously needs to be rewritten. Like cases
Like
cannot be cases. It needs to be
3592.
cases. I know, man. Okay.
I mean, there's been
Cases can't
3
be
K-Civs
cases.
before him, right?
Cases, when are you done with your exams and shit? When are you gonna stream again, please?
I finished my last exam this Wednesday.
So you're actually going to stream
Hey,
again.
Cubes, you know
Yeah.
what?
No, so this is what happens. Okay, so
Oh, no.
okay, no, this is good. This is good. So, okay, so I've been working hard for my exams, right? And I've, it's been paying off. So we have to take a test, right? And when we turn it in, it automatically grades it, and we get our grade back. But before it does that, it tells you the class average grade before it tells you your grade. Okay, so I finished this exam. It took me I don't know, an hour and a half. I turn it in. I send it. Okay, I get the average score. The average score was a 60. 99% of the class failed this thing, and I consider D failing. When you're in your final courses, a D means you have to retake. So that's a fail. Anyway, so I'm like, crap, I probably did horrible. I know the problems I got wrong because it was really tricky. So I send an email to my professor before looking at my grade. And I'm like, Professor, you need to look at this exam. Some of these questions were awful. A lot of them I got correct. It's just the test bank that you used was really picky and it was kind of stupid. And it's a coding class. So sometimes there are multiple correct answers, which the test bank would, they didn't clarify. But anyway, so I send the email and then I check my grade and I got a 95 on it. I missed one question. So I'm like, great. Now I'm not that jerk kid that gets an A and complains to the professor. So anyway, I've been doing well on my exams. I will be finished this Wednesday and then I'll be back to streaming 6 or 20 hours a day.
The case of Twitch account will.
'Cause I was gonna- I was-
back.
Because I felt as soon as K-Civ was let in on raid call, he just stopped streaming.
No, it's,
We did
Well, no.
terrible things to the guy. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Cubes, I blame you.
I went through boot camp and I survived. I am a stronger person.
You are not done.
I think we should literally do a joke, Cubes boot camp every Friday or something.
God damn it! I have to shout at you every Friday. Are you fucking kidding?
Come on, maggot!
He already has inside the cube to do, man. I mean, you can't just put more pressure on him.
God damn.
I always liked the format of a show that has a teacher and a student.
Oh, Cubes, I have
It's a
your
good-
card.
You have
Cube,
what?
we make a card that's an event, and it's called Cubes' Boot Camp, and it does something. I don't know what, but that's your card. That's what it will be.
Oh my god, all these things. Hey, I know what it do. I know what it does. You select a land, and every creature adjacent to it gets +1 power.
Yeah.
No, that's
Oh, that's like a weapon rack,
No,
right?
It drops health to 1 and increases the attack by 2.
I just thought it was funny that he's been complaining about the
it's
weapon
you
racks.
instantly win.
You instantly win. Okay, guys. Okay, it's been a great show. It's been the 7th episode here on the Kappa Council. Where can they find you, Joyful?
Oh, they
wait,
can
wait.
find me on
Wait, what?
Twitch.tv/JoyfulRogue, except not tomorrow, because I need a day off. I was so cranky today on the stream. People apparently enjoyed it anyway, but I need some time off. So, Twitch.tv/JoyfulRogue. Most likely Hearthstone, because I had more fun than I expected to have.
Oh, you just got in? You just got in, or what? Did you just get in? Hearthstone? You just got in?
No, I always planned to do arenas on the stream, but I never had enough gold because the progression system in that game is bull.
I know.
So now that I got enough gold, I'm gonna do some Hearthstone Arena, and then I'm gonna bring all of those Hearthstone people back to Faeria on the weekend. Like today, there's been like 10, 15 people from Hearthstone who are like, "Hey, dude, this game is actually cool. Can I win a key?" And I gave away 6 keys, missing the giveaway so horribly.
Wait, 6 keys.
He's our secret spy at that.
I'm just
infiltrating the
curious.
enemy.
Is it permanent keys or is it?
Permanent, yeah. Cubes
Oh.
donated 4, and then Howie donated 2. So that was just so beautiful.
I
see.
just did 1.
I actually just realized when you say that I have like 5, 6 permanent keys as well.
Damn.
We might. Okay, next episode.
Okay, next episode, I do my best to bring Hearthstone people here, and you give them keys. How about that?
We can give a key next episode, I think. Yep.
Okay, but I want to say real quickly that about the contest, there are so many good cards and good ideas that we did not get to or talk about today. So everyone should go on the forums. You should look at every single admission and give feedback on everything.
Yeah.
Even if your feedback is, lol, I don't like this.
About that, I
do it.
forgot one thing today, which is
I'll get a
we
link.
went through creatures, right? Which was this week, and by now they should have already picked the winner
Well,
of the creature, like the nominee for the poll should have been picked already. Do we know which one that is?
No.
Because they haven't
think-
said. Okay.
I was actually trying to get a hold of the developers earlier because their actual forum page and their webpage, like Faeria.net, was actually down.
Oh, okay.
I did not get a hold of anybody. I sent them a mail. I tried to reach out to people, and it's obviously back online, so they must have done something, right? Like,
the devs are not easily accessed, that's for sure.
what? You can, I don't know. Like, I got a hold of Wish and Gorham along with Josuke, and they were like, "Yeah, we already know, and we're trying to get a hold of Jim and Martin, but apparently they're not."
It's
here
a
today."
Sunday,
Goran
you know.
kicked my ass today. It was brutal. He
He
actually
did.
developed a new way, or at least it's the first time I saw new way of building land that was so good.
Was it like straight at your orb?
It was to the first Faeria spawn and then straight down, and then to the other Faeria spawn. So it was this one choke point, and then he expanded this one choke point straight so that there was only one choke point I could attack to. It was just such weird. He
That's,
kicked
like,
my ass
Really
brutally.
interesting. That's really interesting. I was actually thinking about the other day. I'm like, how many more build paths can there be?
Yeah.
And apparently
Goran-
there's more.
Well, like every single time you make a land, you have made a mistake. Every single time your opponent makes a land, you've just gotten like infinite amounts of new possibilities. Like, there's only like a handful of those which are like actually correct options. It's like insane.
So
I wonder if what Goran did is actually replicable, because that was... So he grabbed one Faeria spawn and then went toward me, and grabbed the other Faeria spawn later, but fast enough to not waste any Faeria.
Oh well.
So, I mean, I feel bad for doing this every week, but GreatOldOne, where can they find you? You're not a streamer, but
Well, I guess I'm Ancient Slumber on Twitch TV. So I'm in, I don't know, in JoyfulRogue's stream, in Tarog stream, Weekend stream.
you need to be like the Twitter guy. You need to be the guy who's like, well, you can follow me on Twitter, where I will be tweeting every day.
I don't use Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Well, that didn't
Like, I
work.
don't know. Twitter is obviously an American thing. Like, I never use that thing.
I know.
It's kind of true. It's more of like a business thing than it is a personal thing. Kind of like how Facebook has turned into like an advertisement.
Oh.
Yeah, it's dreadful.
Oh my god, no more Farmville invitations.
I mean, Facebook
no
was
more.
Facebook was a thing back in the days. I can say that now, but
Yeah.
I mean, what Facebook is today, it's just, it's not a thing anymore. Sorry.
Anyway.
MySpace is where it's at. Come on,
Oh,
guys. Or Google Plus. Why aren't you
Jesus.
guys on Google Plus?
Well,
Okay,
we
okay.
kinda have to
You can
be.
find
If
me.
we
Yeah,
ever wanna be-
we have to be. I swear, there's gonna be a week where we're like, we're all on Google Plus. Everyone
We-
should be.
we'll
You know
do-
what else you guys should use? Google Plus and Internet Explorer. Both
There's
two
actually a
great
really-
ideas.
there's a
Oh
big
my
problem right now,
God.
because every single YouTube comment now goes through Google Plus.
Oh yeah, I've seen that shit. I don't even like.
So I actually, because I got a mail about like having 4 comments in one of my Inside the Cube episodes, and I was like,
No.
why can't I read them?
Oh, that's true. That's so funny. Cause I mean, can you actually like some people sometimes reply? I mean, maybe they fixed that now, but when they just launched that shit, like if people reply to a comment, right? You could just click like show comment. You would see the comment they were replying to. But at the beginning, I was clicking. It was just reopening the whole freaking YouTube page. I was like, seriously, this is not working.
So I actually made a Google Plus.
Oh my god. Well, you get that with YouTube otherwise. They're like, oh, you have to have this. Anyway, so Cubes. I mean, Kasiv. Same guy, different name. Where can they find you?
Wait, same guy?
I was
they-
joking.
What?
I am Kasiv, and Kasiv is me. We're
Yes.
both schizophrenic twins. He's actually right over here. You know?
Wait, we should high five. Wait, okay, so I have to do up. You have to go down.
Like, is it that?
Yay! I don't know.
I don't
If we
know.
were next to each other, it would make so much more sense.
Oh,
Come on, Omari. Don't leave me
God
hanging.
damn.
Come on, Omari.
Go.
Omari! Oh my god.
that's a wrong.
Oh,
What the hell are you
my-
even doing? You guys are looking so
Oh
dumb.
wait, I'm going the wrong way.
Okay. Okay. Casey usually did stream, but he doesn't anymore, so whatever.
This Wednesday I should be back if I don't work after my exam.
I was going the wrong way. I should do this one.
Come on.
God. Okay. God. Come on. With a high five.
This is the longest ending ever. We'll take a break and we'll be back and we'll try and end this episode.
And we'll try to get the high five right this time.
Okay, well, we're done with K-Save. MrCubez,
Yes.
where can people
Yeah.
find you and your content?
Oh my God! You can find me over at CHRI594F on Twitch TV or in Faeria under the name MrCubez. I'm normally always online. I just enter and then I chat with people if I don't actually play, and then I sit and I moderate JoyfulRogue stream as well. So you can also find me there most times.
And on
And
Raid
your
Call,
show.
right?
No, and your show. Talk
And
about
your show, man.
Yay! God damn it!
No content at all. No.
No, I don't do anything. I'm not here anymore. See, no. Okay, never mind. I do this show every week, normally Mondays, which called Inside the Cube, where I basically just analyze decks. It's on my Twitch channel. I upload them to the forums under the name Inside the Cube as well, and I upload those to YouTube, so you could also just follow me on YouTube. I actually have no idea what my YouTube's called because it's just attached to my email account, so I'll figure it out one of these days, and I'll let you know.
Alright. And, well, me, Scream112, you can find here on Metagamingtv. Where I haven't been streaming forever right now. I just started playing yesterday.
How's your pants?
Yeah, it's I actually have an appointment with the doctor on Tuesday, more or less to be like, let them have like the final word. Because I mean, the first one was like, how do you say when you? Well, I went to the emergency or whatever you could call it, because it was so bad on Sunday, and he gave me these pills, and he were like, okay, so you get like a week, and if it's not good, you need to go back. And the hand is way better. I mean, it's really good, but it's like I would say it's like 95% right now. So I actually started using it, like starting playing games again.
Nice.
I couldn't stay away from Starbound, which
Oh man, I
Yeah.
have to stay away from Sniper because my hands are worse than yours.
Dude, yeah, stay away, man. It's drugs. It's like it's cocaine. It's
And
all
it's
those.
so spammy with mouse and WSD. I would just die.
Yeah, well, my left hand is good, so the keyboard stuff, no problem, right? Yeah, I was like paranoid starting to play that. I was like, well, maybe my hand is bad again, and yeah, you like 6 hours later, you're like, man, it's been 6 hours. This game is too good. I don't know. I might actually play a little bit more tonight, and I might actually stream that. So if anybody's watching, I mean, let me know in chat if you would actually want to see someone play Starbound, because I don't know what's so interesting about watching somebody mine the hell out of the planets, because that's what I do. I just dig and mine and like, oh, a tunnel here, you know, explore that stuff. Meanwhile, my friend was like, dude, I want to fly to another planet. I'm like, but there's so much down here. So, yeah, it's so my hand is better, and I hope to I don't know. I hope it was just this inflammation, and that, you know, I have a few more days with these pills, and we'll see on Tuesday what the doctor says. I just want to know, like, if because I feel bad. I just like I was gonna start working at a new workplace, right? And they I haven't been there yet because I've been like not able to work. So we'll see.
People have asked me about the fishy that I've been posting on the chat. You actually have to subscribe to Tornis.
He's the one with that freaking. Oh, I've been wondering. Damn.
It's a Tornis fishy.
But it's so Faeria.
Because he streamed Faeria when he created it.
Oh man.
It's the movie fish of Tornis, because he's the only one who streamed Faeria and actually has a subsystem. So I gave him money, and I consider it well spent. You guys can too. And say hello from JoyfulRogue.
See, even Tornis gets to be plugged in this stream. Anyway, if you'd like to support us here on the Kappa Council, you know, follow this channel, Metagamingtv. Every Sunday we're here, and you can find this episode tomorrow, this time on YouTube, on the Metagamingtv. And you know, please leave feedback on the forum thread on stick it in the general section on the Faeria forum. You know, any comment or anything, you know, every time I get an email where it's like, oh, someone posted on in the thread, I'm like super thrilled and happy to read what you have to say. So, you know, please do that, and thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm done. Bye bye.
Yeah, I'm also done.
That took forever.
We put my cat to sleep.
Well, that's good. At least the cat is asleep. Oh my god. Alright. Oh, and thanks, Cubes, for showing up for the second time.
Nice rope, bro.
Man, like I stole it from a motel in Germany.
You guys.
Yeah, take care, Omri. Good night, man.
Case of what was the exam?
It was coding.
Coding, like computer
Programming. Object oriented.
Nicely done.
I know nothing about that.
Okay, so the question I got wrong was really stupid. The code called for a file that was not given to you in the sample code. So it says, does this compile? And I was like, well, no, because it doesn't give me the file, so it's not going to compile, depending on what software you're using to compile. And the answer was, it will compile, but it will come up with an error. And so I put the answer that no, it will compile, because in my compiler, it does not compile. It says, this file does not exist, there's a fatal error, this program will not compile. So I sent the email to my professor, I was like, look, okay, like, I didn't get this wrong. But
I did English for learning myself and got 98%, I guess.
Wow, nice. But yeah, so I still got an ethics final, which is super easy. I have to literally get a 20% on the final to not get a B.
Alright.